Galil. We've seen this one before, but it started with Magic getting a lot of space towards Yard. This time they're trying attacked over towards Ramp, and they have to deal with Han, who's over towards the elbow position, backing up towards Hell. Now this one here, if he takes a shot and misses, they can overwhelm that space. But if he hits the first, he could almost lock this down on his own.
First found, so the rest is his responsibility, and locking it down as foretold. Forced to retreat, firing off shots through the wall, will try and keep Astralis suppressed. I'll take that low sight. Bubble's already here to receive them though, and
good molly.
They'll hurt him. That just looks
maybe
the
not.
way. Yeah, maybe not. Just the single tick of the Molotov. A 2v5. Asking a lot of Bubsky and Lucky. Nice find from Bubble, not letting this one slip away, and Lucky, the last man to be hunted down. Hiding in plain sight, and just too many men. Too many targets. Can be difficult to isolate, certainly when they're closing in on the site. So 3 for Fiend will quickly extend to a consecutive second in a row, the first time we've seen them find that. Make it 6-4.
Now, these double orbs haven't been massive in locking things down for Fiend so far, but they're still retained right now, and Astralis know that they're up against that here. So with some upgraded pistols, a smoke and a flash, they could try and overwhelm one of the AWPs and see if they could take that territory here. But again, it's going to come down to making sure he misses that first shot, and there's 2 players over towards Ramp here early. Han's going to miss the first, but he will get run on down. They're barreling forward.
Oh, he's got the backup of Bubble. Should be good, and only 2.
Oh!
2 for Dupree's Dig as well, suddenly running out of players. They know where Red Star is. Victor, oh, we can contest this. It's up to Magis, has to hit the first one. Ooh, Red Star caught them one-on-one now. Magis, not known to be an AWPer, but still posts it right down to the wire. What a round from Astralis. They came in with just the pistols and some banging digs out of Dupree.
That one right there, Red Star, he didn't actually understand the comms of where the player was. You could see he was actually looking towards the side or even the double doors in that scenario here. So Bubble, he's done the best in this bad situation. Dupree, the shot that he hits onto Dreamer is absolutely huge. And then into the lower side, it gets scrappy. I don't mind the play from Victor to open the door to deny the plant. He did the right thing. It was just the comms in that last moment must have been extremely chaotic because they were looking the wrong way. They had no idea, and that allowed the AWPer of Magis there just to peel them apart. And it's a great round there from Astralis to get themselves up to 7. They should never have been winning that round with just those pistols. As I mentioned, it was just a smoke and a flash. Couple of little upgrades there, and well, walking away now with the AWP gets that back in the hands of Lucky. AKs for everybody, and you have to be smiling ear to ear because they're only 1 round away here from winning out the half.
Yeah, that was a intervention from Astralis that was supposed to be the script read, Fiend 5, but well-placed utility and some great work on those pistols. See if those double AWPs can find connections early. It's unlikely you'll be finding it in Yard with Astralis' stubborn util usage. You can see the CTs have deployed a smoke of their own. One to the elbow of Zip. Trying to bait Bubble.
Oh, Bubble's looking the wrong way.
Trying to bait him and hunt him down. Dupree posting another early into this piece. Bubble was again caught on the rotate. Magic has taken so much space.
I can't believe how much space he's gotten, right? Whether it's fast or slow. It's just like Yard's been his absolute playground, right? He's been able to go out there at his own pace whenever he likes. He can bully whatever position on the map. They've been giving him a lot of respect here. And it doesn't feel like Fiend have too many options right now. He's brute forced his way into the lower site. Fiend have lost 2 players already. They don't even know where the T's are right now. You can see Dreamer, he's worried about heaven jump ups. He's just trying to tuck himself up.
Dupree, but the position Dupree opts for, I mean, it's such a hard clear. The timing on this, the timing. Okay, okay. A perfect camera angle to catch just how close that one was. Will they have a voice in a 3v5?
Zip's still low, right? He's still low. 22 points of health here. So if he gets found, Dreamer's still going to go and have a look for this one here. As he pushes forward, there has to be a time period when they're in the open. There you go, Dreamer with another.
Zip returns the favor. Victor unable to contribute with that molly down. There's still grounds for Hahn to ruin their day, but he's not actively holding the site right now. Bomb is being planted and uncontested. Fiend in pursuit of 3v5. He gets the info and the shot quick on the draw. Any more?
Are they flirting with the option of saving here? I'm not quite sure what Fiend are thinking here. Victor, if he can find a kill here, if he can at least find some action, it could open the door for Hahn to push back in. Bomb's halfway tick now.
Bubsky's taking this fight. Oh, doesn't clear it. Bubsky aggressively converts. And Astralis aren't going to win out the T-half here on Nuke. What did you make of the Inferno pick?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, right? When you just see Astralis and Inferno, it's hard to get it out of my brain, which has been hardwired to think Astralis and Inferno is a map that they're destined to win here.
I mean, Astralis had 2 win streaks at their prime, and it was the first 2 maps of this best of 3.
Yeah, and look, we've done so much Astralis over the years that it is difficult to buck that trend. So I think you're seeing them pick on in. There's grounds for it, right? You can understand if it's a map, you have a look at their map win percentage, it's 69% for them, right? So it's one of the higher up maps in their pool. Not wanting to pick out a map like Dust 2, you get it. Mirage not being in the mix, that's a map that we've already seen them take it to Faze on. So left with Inferno. Remember what the discussion we had yesterday about these teams and how much prep time they could have had? Well, Fiend can do the same thing with Inferno. So if they knew that it was going to be left open, and it's a map that they could safely pick on into here, so it's their choice for a reason, and we have to wait and see. But I'm not feeling too confident, especially with how this one's kicking off.
Ooh. Good dig work out of Victor. Lucky's responsible for a quick Red Star. He surged through the lobby. Bubsky pushing through the smoke. Does equip Red Star with an AK and now threatening round.
Oh, lobby entrance too.
Yeah, they're running out of players here, and that should be it. 1 back from Fiend.
Okay, in a scrappy way. They even get double AWPs out of that round right there. So carrying them through again, it's fantastic to do so here. And well, when the round is scrappy, that's great. It wasn't the slow crawl that we've been used to from Astralis here, and that actually has huge ramifications going forward. Astralis have to question where their money's out here, and this is not the place you want to do so. There's only 2 rounds of play left within this first half, and they have to just go back down towards pistols. But once again, they know the double AWPs are in play, so let's see. Can they have another miracle here? It's going to be squeaky smoke coming out from Zip there. It's going to nade it open as well, and jump spotting. They have seen where Red Star lies. Bubsky with space, needs to run him down quickly. Red Star too quick on the trigger.
Yeah, he's trying to time his push with those in red, just so that it'd be a sitting duck. Good shooting gallery for Red Star, working on a high score. Trying to keep track of that 2-3 dig.
Sensim's quite quick there, isn't he? He's zipping all over once he's scoped on in. Well, here's Zip. He threw his own smoke. He got his way down the bend, and ouch, Victor. Aware. So there you go. A bit of fight out of Fiend here. This is more than a respectable half now. 6 on the CT side. They're even close to getting this 7th. Do we go back to regular programming for Astralis with the yard smokes, the slower crawls, the space taking from Magis that he's gotten away with from time and time again? A little highlight of Red Star's AWP shots here. Very quick on this, and right, even double scope for some of those fights. So quick shooting out of him. Obviously, Hahn and Red Star, 2 of the newer names. The desk highlighted that the first time we saw Victor, Bubble, and Dreamer playing together, the core of this team, was back in 2014. On and off since then, like a bad relationship. But here they are, showing that maybe it can work. Love prevails, everyone.
Hope they signed a prenup after that WESG win.
Oh, dear. All right, well, the util... it's going to be a little bit lacking here. You can see Magisk only has a smoke. Dupree has a smoke and a Molotov, so then don't have as much utility as they normally would to operate with here and finesse their way around the map. And it would be great from Fiend. You know, this could be 3 on the trot to the halftime, 2-minute break, and they can fire themselves up. Red Star could do exactly that. He's forward and he's down, so Magisk continues his exploration towards this yard position without any resistance whatsoever.
And his excellence, yeah, he's been great. So Dupree's making no secret of his advance in that low site, and definitely trying to be loud about this. And it has drawn Victor to go for a glance. Yard strikes does Magisk. 2-man disadvantage. They've recovered one of these before, but it's going to be so tough. Look at the setup. So up the vents is Dupree. Dream is going to have to contend with not only Heaven one way, but 2 of them. Squeak. Yeah, they're just picking them apart, just peeling them limb from limb.
I know where Han is right now, and Bubble's the only man that can get back in the mix yet. Well, never mind. The bubble popped, as they do. And it is just Han here in a 1-on-4. What percentage are you giving him, Alex?
7.
7%?
Yeah.
All right.
6.
6? Okay, wow. Halfway tick. I'm going to go 3.
Yeah, 1.5. 1. I reckon about 0. That's a 9-6 half. 9 on the T side. Astralis putting on a clinic. Let's see if Fiend can recover and at least pick up some momentum heading into Inferno to try and push this series a distance.
What is going on, everybody? I'm currently stood in front of Astralis before their match against Fiend. Let's check in with the boys and see what they think.
I think it's going to be an interesting one. They probably going to have a little fun veto against us, and they performed really over what we expected from them. So we kind of didn't expected them to meet here, but we did. So let's see how it goes.
We are very motivated and we are sure what we can do. So we'll do our best to win that match.
I'm sensing a lot of positive vibes. Is the mentality of the team in the place it needs to be right now?
We feel great. I mean, we cannot be more confident than we are right now.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to see it translate onto the server. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Nice one, bro.
Far from calm, I know you feel me, brother. Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night, it's never day. Even when I watch the floor, the dust will come. Keep on hunting for the prey. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm. Far from calm, I know you feel me, brother.
Six for Fiend. Their map pick, DE Nuke. And Astralis putting in quite a solid T-haul. Cut up a couple of conversions on the light buy, some solid calls out of Magis, some heavy pushing down towards the low side, leaving Fiend a bit flustered for sure, but that was the first half. Let's see what the second half entails.
Considering they were able to get 6 rounds and most of those were gun rounds, that's pretty impressive stuff right there. Pistol round is going to help get this one all leveled up here, but Fiend, they're competitive in the first. I really just want to continue to have what we had yesterday, right? These teams showing that they can do it in the best of threes. There's a lot of question marks around whether they can or whether they can't. Well, proving it.
I'd say yesterday they did prove it, both
Definitely
of them.
so. They should both be very proud with the performances yesterday. Looks like we're not live here, so had a little bit of a PC crash, guys. And this is where, well, things get fun. Because Alex and I, we have to go into our brains that hardly even function.
Certainly at the moment.
And find something fun to give you all a little bit of a...
We can't talk about the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I want to talk about, Chad.
All right.
I don't have anything. I just want to see what my brain does.
Oh, okay. Well, did it find anything?
Yeah, so, you know, when we talk about toast.
Toast?
Yeah, when you talk about it.
Okay.
Who do you think the first dude was who, after he'd already cooked
bread,
like a full dough,
yeah,
he's transformed it into something already by applying heat to it, and he goes, you know what, I think this needs to go again?
I'm not sure who the man was, but he is a bit of a genius.
Not assuming. You know, it could have been anyone. It could have been
the individual.
An individual.
Any individual. Yeah, I don't know. I do like toast. Vegemite on toast. It's always a win.
Yeah, or Marmite.
Marmite on toast.
Masochist. Vegemite is just worse Marmite, bro. I don't want to start it like
That's fine. We can think that. You're from one part of the world. I'm from the other. You guys sent us to a place
that... You tried them both and you still prefer Vegemite?
Of course. And you guys sent us to a place that you thought was a prison colony, and it's a beautiful place. There are a couple of things that can kill you, but...
you can't occupy 70% of the land mass because it's too hot.
It's also about 1 million times bigger than the UK, and you guys have 11 million people all living on top of each other. We got space. We got beaches. We got the sun.
Don't talk about the UK. I'll just start shitting on it.
Yeah, well, it is falling apart over there.
Yeah, it's going to be the new Greece. Like, you know, it would be in the history books because it was once powerful, but it's just going to fall into...
The end of the power of the superpowers, right? Yeah. Well, we're back in, and thank God, because we almost got political there for a second.
Yeah, sorry about that. Let's get back into the action because we are ready for our second half. And it's only the first map. Astralis pick nuke. Whoops, excuse me. Inferno Fiend's response. And let's see how far those Julies get. They're definitely looking like they're going to get a test. First up is Bubsky, and wow, swallows that pop flash. ZywOo does start to unload.
Here we go.
2 to the dome.
Here we go.
3 from the Julie.
That's what I want to see.
That's the power of the Jewel Berettas. Runs them down, coming into his top sight. He's got so many bullets in those. Just unloads.
We have been casting now for about the 2-year online era where people buy Julies and every time they fall flat with a kill or less. zywoo is the first player who has graced us with a play like this.
90% headshot ratio right now, by the way, from Zip.
Oh, it's beautiful.
He's the new headshot machine.
Of course he is.
With his Julies.
There we go. They pay off.
The payoff.
They finally paid off.
Ah, it's you.
All right, well, we'll see that one again in the next 6 to 12 months, I suppose. Bubble, you tried, but there was a massive gap in that smoke, and lucky plucked you out of the sky. Now this force buy is looking very, very limp. The space not taken. They can turn their attention towards ramp, and guess who's here? The man who just got 4 kills, and he has an AUG. He should mow them down. zywoo scoped on in. Shots through, and Conservative doesn't want to hang around for a fight.
And that's something big from Red Star trying to solve the mystery. Is Magis gets 3 with his M4. And Dreamer now, unfortunately, thrust into a dire circumstance. Zipper's got him on lock if he does choose to descend. I think even a cheeky elbow has been spotted.
So conservative from Zip, right? The ramp anchor position.
Yeah. Dreamer, I mean, he's been really diligent, and his crosshair will be in the right place, as will his bullet between the eyes of Zip. Playing this well on the reload. Punished by Bubsky, undeterred by that initial spicy deagle headshot. All right, Astralis rocking 11.
Yeah, it got a lot more costly than I thought, especially after Lucky got that opening kill right there on the way out the door. But yeah, Dreamer made this one interesting. A couple of expensive weapons hit the deck there, but they were able to get the AUG back. The M4 is being juggled across as well. There'll only be 1 MP9 carried through into the next round of play, and that one is going to be in the hands of Dupree. So things are looking like smooth sailing for Astralis right now, as Fiend will have to take one of these more full eco scenarios. And I say full, well, we got 3 deals, a P250 and a Glock. So far from full, but they'd have to hit a couple more of those. That is a banger right there from Red Star. All right, well, the Bulgarians, the Deagles work.
They certainly do. And Magic is not having any of it. Undaunted by the first Deagle out of Red Star. Now, they are without a single nade. So breaking through the CT forces is going to have to be from, as you said, more like that. Unlikely Astralis will be giving them those kind of duels. I suspect Crossfire's established. Bubsky, for now, though, is isolated. zywoo not with him. He's responsible for that ramp position. Victor continues to show face on towards the silo. And, oh, and down goes Dreamer. They confirm Zip has got ramp on lock. There's no gap. You can see they're just poking and prodding, trying to see if there is any gaps. Turns out Astralis have got everything on lock.
Yeah, top was kind of open there, but Bubsky defending from main the whole site. There was a little vent slip possible with Squeaky being an audible sound cue here. He's been able to defend this one, and good stuff from Bubsky, right? The more I get to see of him in this constellation of the team specifically, the more I'm liking. There seems like there's more room. And, well, I don't know if everybody caught the news just the other day here, but Config no longer part of Complexity. The rumors are about him going to Astralis. We know that this team is in a bit of a rebuilding phase, but what they've got left is still functioning at a very high level. And that's what's so scary, right? That this team is still able to function like this. I want to see how far that they can push that conversation, however.
Imagine, if you will, for a second.
Don't do it. Don't even.
Oh, I'll come back to that. Oh, Magisk. Think he spotted him out in the nick of time. Red Star down and hard there to keep things competitive. Well, Yard has been halted. Lucky catching them long range on that Org, and even the chip damage of that HE softening him up for those M4 headshots. Bubble and Victor vulnerable to that one click of doom. Dupree's taking liberties because he's got the low health and an SMG, so he can go take that space, get that info. He's going to be the probe. He'll drop a pylon towards the spawn.
That's StarCraft, right?
Yes.
I don't know anything else other than Counter-Strike, but I definitely tune into a broadcast here. They're everywhere.
I had a phase where I decided I'd try and play StarCraft with some of my old pro mod buddies, and yeah, it's
How'd it go?
just not the game for me.
A lot of micromanaging, huh?
So much micromanaging, and I just don't have the attention span. So, like, the only thing I started enjoying was, like, the cheesy, what they were called, like, 4-racks or something. You just do something to finish the game really quick. Otherwise, I just lost it. I lost focus.
The cheese strats, everybody.
Yeah,
that was
you know,
fun.
CS, I just get a nice 2-minute round, and I can focus on that in its entirety. I've got the attention span of a puppy.
Or a fish.
Yeah. I don't know if they even really have a attention in general, do they? Personality, absent. Smooth move from Dreamer. He silently dismounts and is getting that bomb down. 1v3. Oh, spotted out, and down he goes. So Astralis, yeah, it does just look like business as usual. The 13th already locked and indeed loaded. The boys not so loaded over on Fiend. They could whip out an AWP, but it will be light on others. Smiles for the Danes. We'll get to see that one in the replay. This is Magiski. Just caught a glimpse of Red Star as he strafed onto that roof. Han admittedly caught the trade, but immediately found by Lucky's Org. That was the first of his pair.
Yeah, the fact he gets 2 right there, Dreamer left in no chance. And the thing is, guys, this is feeling very business as usual for Astralis on Nuke right now. Right? They're just getting it done. They haven't had to sweat right now. They've come out the gates. They converted the pistol. They dealt with the force buys, even though it got a little bit sketchy, and now they deal with the first gun round. And Astralis, they don't kind of seem like the type of team to me who are going to be losing scenarios just like that, even though Dreamer is a little bit spicy. 11 kills to his name right now. The same for Red Star and Han. 10 for Bubble and 9 for Victor. So even though they only have 6 rounds, it's still everybody having to contribute to get them this far from Fiend. Nobody really lacking on behind. Have to dig into the minutiae of this to really see those impact frags. But regardless, here we go. We're back underway. The guns are out. Both teams have a pretty respectable buy here. More than respectable, we'll call it. They have a full buy. Deep molly towards Yard. That's going to slow any fast plays out. Bubble's actually opted for the Krieg here. So, Scopey boy. Slow approach here. Magisk on the T side, he's been great at getting as much space as he wants. And on the CT side, he's actually demanding respect. It's a difference maker, right? When you saw Magisk taking space, there was no one there to stop him. Now, Magisk, we've already seen it, him just shutting them out almost single-handedly here. Now, Lucky scoped on up towards this ramp position. Does have a couple of members over towards Lobby and Trophy who are flirting with his area of the map.
Yeah, and the way he's placed his crosshair as well enables him to snap into the standard walkout as well as up to that boost. A lot of teams opting to boost a AWPer into that angle. Now, no AWP in play. They've opted for the 4-rifle strat. The alternative is Bubble on the Org, and Krieg, which will enable fights at range. For example, Magisk, but hanging out in his blind spot.
This is really slow again.
It is. Bubsky's got a lovely little pop flash just as they wanted to advance. That takes some more time off the clock. Big one from Victor. More required. Damage inflicted. Victor 2 on the entry. Yeah, Dupree's got a lot on his plate. Dreamer loses his head and then looking for more. 20 seconds, Lucky low. Magisk is up there.
Hard retake.
Yeah, it's up to Han here.
Oh, he fluffed it.
Quite convert. Issues for Red Star. The 15 HP 1v2. Lucky goes wide. They play that well, but bit of a slip up from Han. He had the opportunity there.
It felt like obviously we had X-ray on there, but it felt like he could see him for days. So you think that should have been his kill, but maybe not being able to see just as much as I thought.
The smoke does its job.
Yeah, that one way. It is pesky. It's been interesting to see that come into play. I know that a lot of people have issues with it because it actually clips on through the wall, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. The openings were decent, even with the timing of Bubsky's flash there. It felt like that had stalled them out completely, right? Because that ruins the timing of the top pop, the utility, the flashes. They're not keeping the players of Astralis blind, but they make it competitive. They get the bomb back down, and they give themselves another full gun round here. So only real problem is the Galil in the hand of Bubble, but the rest have AKs. The util is there as well. Head armor for all of them, and they continue to be competitive at least, or at least have the potential to be competitive.
Yeah, well, it remains to be seen how competitive they can be. That's a catch. Magisk mollied out of position. Red Star eliminates the orb. Yard is theirs, and topside might be too. Careful, Dupree, as he moonwalks out of the
Oh,
How
Lordy.
did he win that? And there's another in there. They're baiting in. They may not suspect a second. They love this smoke play. Will they assume it's clear?
They're right next to him. They're right next to him. Oh, Bubsky.
Nearly both. Oh, they do love that smoke.
Oh. Could you imagine he pulled that off? Just appears right next to them.
It's a clever play. So you know how common it is to Molotov it? So you throw the smoke, they'll assume it was for the extinguish. You killed one back sight. He goes unchecked.
Classic bait and switch.
Yeah, precisely. And yeah, this isn't far off the mark either. It would have put him into a winnable one-on-one, but Fiend on the board. It's their first T round, Chad.
Okay, well, they need to get another one here. That's going to break the bank of Astralis. If Astralis win this, well, this game's on toast. Zipex is into a scout here, so not ideal. Lucky with the AUG this time round. Doesn't have enough cash to get out the AWP. And oh, now Bubsky's pushing lobby. He's going to hear some of these footsteps right now and swings on in. Bubsky can't take down Red Star. And Fiend looking good.
Okay. So it's a fake from Bubble.
It makes it seem like he crossed there, right, with that flash. So he's at least made them question this. Now, nobody has rotated down towards that B bomb site. Everybody's still...
Wow, not panicking when someone says could have crossed.
Yeah, I guess they can gamble because they're in the number disadvantage here. So if it is B, they might just save. But look how detached Lucky is. This isn't going to be easy.
Oh, looking for safe haven from the Flames. He's pulled out. Dupree delivers only one Red Star. A triple kill in a must-win round. And as discussed, yeah, looking to save. I mean, Lucky was CT already. Zip just looking to join him.
With the scout, mind you. Okay. Well, that's rubbish. You don't really love that. It's something here. And now with the loss bonus back on down to what will be 1900 in the next rounds. A couple more twists and tails? Twists and turns.
Twists and tails is like a piggy kind of vibe.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm with you. Yeah, twists and turns left in this one. We've still got a couple more rounds left is basically the gist of it.
I just learned something.
What did you learn?
Well, Buri responded to my toast question that it was the Romans.
Romans?
They toasted bread to make it last longer.
Oh, okay. We just put it in the freezer now.
Yeah.
I don't think they had those.
I suspect the Romans were quite light on refrigeration.
And power.
Yeah, but they did have plumbing, so shout out to them. Zip nearly ruining his 90% headshot ratio there with a body shot, but fortunately not the conversion.
It's all Red Star though, wasn't it?
I mean, 2 on the entry here.
Runs into him here on this one, so all he has to do is click onto Magisk right there, who has been great towards Yard. But they were opting for that... Oh, Spider-Man's joining us today. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I didn't realize he was a Counter-Strike fan. Peter Parker.
Peter Parker in the flesh. Just don't offer him any microwavable rice. Couldn't be quicker to that low side. Couldn't be quicker.
I think already this round's over.
Yeah.
The bomb's going to go down. There's no way back in. They still have a bunch of smokes to throw on out here. You just see another one drop. Okay, guys, let's save again, shall we? Okay, well, that's the 9th round for Fiend. Now we're starting to get a bit of traction out of them, and that was very, very easy. I think easy is the name of that round. Probably the easiest round we've had the entire game so far.
No one's disputing that. Lucky hasn't had to move a muscle for the last 40 seconds, and I suspect Dreamer might have a little look. Oh!
It's a rifle to lose there as well.
It is. It's the only one they had, Chad, and it's unretrievable, I would imagine. Bubsky might try and do some parkour.
Yeah, they're all going to be desperate. Han's Han might catch them mid-air here. Oh, he will. Oh, the security guard's rocked up.
Yep, not going to happen today, fellas.
Oh, they didn't get anything out of that. That is miserable right there for Astralis, all things considered.
Kicked off. It's private property.
Yeah, wow.
Sorry, mate.
It is a nuclear power plant, so... This right here is starting to warm on up, right? Because for Astralis, they can buy back in. Lucky's actually... Maybe not Lucky. He's going to get dropped across the scout from Zypex here. So he has a scope to will, but it is the baby orb. And well, if Fiend can continue these quicker plays and get space like they just did. Back in the conversation here, and aggression again met with Red Star, the AK. It's getting it done, and they found another opening. This is where they're great at converting.
This gets a little
real
scary.
Close.
Yeah. I mean, 4v5 win percentage. Gonna be questioned here, put up for debate, zip down early.
But this is the thing, they're just going to hit the pause again. Remember, we saw the same thing out of Astralis in the first half, because the CTs now on nuke, once this happens, they become desperate for information, just so they can hedge their bets.
I think you saw him.
The barrel surely was spotted there.
Just gonna be caught out, dink exchange. Bubble working at 9 HP, they give Bubsky a silent, or rather his teammate gets a silent dismount off the rafters. That's kind of cool.
Gambling B, I suppose. But if Bubble goes up heaven, he's going to call topside clear. So,
do we just call it 10 or?
Yeah, and these rounds have just come very, very easily for Fiend. And it looks easy. Obviously, they've had to do a lot to get to this point. But lobby aggression on 2 rifle rounds, getting dismantled, like just halted. Just, okay, you want to push? Well, you're dead. That's fine. We're happy to play the heads-up Counter-Strike. And then from there, just playing out the rounds perfectly. So, okay, Dreamer already on the hunt here. And I don't know if Bubsky's going to be ready for this so quick. Tucked up in the vent. There's also players coming down through the secret position, so money starting to get in a good place for Fiend now. The Bulgarians can chase, they can try and deny these rifles being carried on through, and as that loss bonus builds, Astralis want to hold on to these for a buy in the next round.
Ooh, there you go.
Snappy from Bubsky.
Yeah, well, he's got himself not only an upgraded weapon, but keeps hold of his own.
They're throwing more bodies at this.
Yeah, understandably so. Lucky. It's unfortunate last time on that orb save, and this time, no different.
Bubsky survives at least, so he's going to be able to carry across that AK-47 for his hard work. But now that might throw into question whether we'll see the buy or not, because I thought they were going to drop some guns out here to make this all possible. But now that doesn't seem likely, and Bubsky came into the round, guys. I just want to make this clear. Don't be a player like this. Bubsky just came into the round and immediately bought $900 worth of utility. And if they had planned on buying, right, that $900 would have left Bubsky with over 3K, and he could have dropped the rifle. Well, now the best he can drop is like a FAMAS or a Scout or an SMG. So if Astralis did want to go for a buy, Bubsky was going to be one of those players to facilitate a rifle drop. That's no longer possible. So yeah, it does look like they're going light around this. It might not have been the plan after all, right? You know, but just wait for the call to come on in.
Certainly, yeah.
And I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying...
Perhaps the call was already made, but
yeah,
it's something to be considered, and everyone will keep it conservative. So, I mean, Fiend, what was pretty damn bleak. A 9-6 half. They lost the opening 5. Really were on the back foot. We're looking at 14-6. Well, now we're looking at a competitive scoreline, and they can build upon this. Going yard, they know they're on light buy, so it's unlikely they need to smoke wall to get themselves across, and bang on the money. Dupree's rifle has already put himself in the feed, but it's only the one big nade. Magis playing a very ratty smoke position around Unbreakable, eliminates Red Star, and another weapon falls into Danish hands. Victor, with a limp in the warehouse, may need team assistance to get him out of there. And the smoke is a first step into achieving that. Magisk, love this angle, should have a chance. Tames the spray. Oh, and Victor not far away from elimination. Damage inflicted, the staircase saves him. Lucky dropping into the site. Bomb spotted warehouse. How do Astralis react and rotate? About 60 seconds so they can go anywhere they want.
Oh, dearie me.
after all of those gun rounds.
Yeah, that's wild. Now they're up against this resistance, and Zip couldn't be more perfectly placed.
Crouch key's perfect. Head pops up and Zip deletes it.
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah, that was a hard one. Not for Zip, clearly.
Watch out for your own nade there, Victor.
Would have been a real oopsie.
He's kept Zip busy, but we're at 25 seconds right now, and he has to either go back up secret towards main. He'll have to start making noise. Lucky's jiggle peeking this.
Smoke it.
I think the round, like, how does he win? He can't win this. He can't win this. There's no way he can win this. Definitely not now. It's just the save. Oh, the worst case would be after time. Lucky may as well hang around for this. He will when he gets him. Look, it's not after time, so that's all good, but the kill comes in, and that's 15, and that wasn't the one we thought Astralis were going to get it done with there.
No. Fiend.
Big oopsie.
Tripping over their shoelaces there.
Yeah, big oopsie, okay.
So Dupree not only contributes just for the one, it's magic. This was huge. Makes the CZ look very viable. That's a headshot out of Zip as well.
Ah, dear, okay. Well, yeah, you mentioned it, the 14-6 scoreline brought back to 15-10. It makes it look more respectable, but maybe Astralis just biding their time to close this one out now. Full guns are here. AWP for Lucky, they've got everything they want for this. Fiend to put up a decent fight to bring this back, but it might all end here. And then we have Inferno coming up next, their choice. We'll see what they have in store, see what the 4 days worth of prep time has bought them. While we have a stalling out here within the start of the round, you know, at least the individuals have been on form as far as hitting shots, right? I don't think Fiend's individual performance has been shabby. Now just been cheeky there with a little vent angle into lobby and a follow-up of a smoke here. So playing as a team are Astralis. More smokes about the minute mark coming out from Fiend, and it doesn't look like they want to follow through with these. This is just to force that CT side rotation, and right now nobody has moved towards the lower side. If anything, they're actually pushing. Zip's close towards ramp, I do believe. And they're setting up for a top pop. Oh, he's boosted. Okay, that just shows you how close he is.
Bubsky's in the unmollyable position, or unlikely to be Molotovs at least. Drops in. So, caught in limbo at this point in time. The frags have come in. Oh, 2 for Dupree. Locking down the lobby, push Bubble, desperate to avenge his fallen teammates, but chipped away at, losing bodies, the flank coming in, and Astralis will wrap things up. Scary for a moment, and a competitive scoreline. But it will remain to be seen how competitive this series can be. Time for a water break. We'll take a quick ad break, and then you'll be back to break it down at the analyst desk. The handsome faces of Trace Stunner Sorrenthus, Yanko YNK Paunovic, and none other than Mr. Dinko. Join us after the break, we'll be RB.
Nice. Try. Botaan här.
Ana move on. Nice.
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 Jeg skyder.
Det er godt op ned den. Godt op ned den. Au. Kom med det der.
Der står. Lækker på.
Syg med død. Nice.
Så kører det. Super. Iskold, mate.
Let's go.
Let's go.
What's up, mates? Iskold. Hvad sker der?
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Nice.
Nice, fyr der. Nice, boys. God fuck.
Sniper, du vinder sniper. Split TV, flow. En op en op. Rampe.
Rampe på højre side. Det er ikke godt.
Male. What? Nice. Heel precies sniper. 20 кръвевич. Може да излязъл? Излязъл. Браво. Другия снайпер е...
Той умря.
Машини врата. Време.
From where, Magisk? Аз...
Обиди ли врата няма. Бомба врата. Мина, найс! Браво, бе.
Åh, det var...
Nice.
Altså, lidt tilbage.
Nej.
Sejtet. Kigge stå.
Sejt.
Kom ud, dreng. Emma, hår så død. Det bliver kørt.
Hvor skal han være? Han er blandet. Han er slidt.
Nice!
Der fik du den jo. Sådan. Ja, så fuld. Ikke godt. Nice!
Tid måske, hvis vi kan. Jeg løber tidsmål.
Han er låst.
Nice! Okay, indsat spiller. Op på parhaat der. Byt.
Jeg kommer bag ham.
A little shaky there at the end, but it's Astralis that power through 16-10 on Nuke in the first map of this quarterfinal. 1 best of 3 featuring Nuke, done and dusted. Now we look at Inferno and Overpass coming up next in the series, as well as Yanko and Dinko. Guys, right out of the gate, what's your take on Astralis in this series so far?
I think they just play that same comfortable, slow T-side, getting Magisk towards outside, and I don't think Fiend did a very good job at disrupting that and breaking up that system. I think Astralis just got to play comfortably exactly how they want to play their game. Magisk was just constantly in these outside positions, either towards Hell or pushing it towards main, Garage. He's just finding so much impact, and I think because Astralis have played Nuke so much throughout this tournament, Magisk just seems so comfortable, and that's why his stats are so good as well. He just seems to really fit in here, and a couple of those scrappy rounds from Fiend, that's when they actually looked like they stood a chance in rounds. That's when they got a few of those round wins in that first half. And when they moved for the T side, that's when they looked a little better. But it was the damage was already done. Astralis and this T side are a machine, and you have to try and break that apart.
Yeah, and Fiend just couldn't get a breather really in the first half. They couldn't get any momentum going, and you know, Magisk having the impact he did and playing like he did, as you guys can see here, it reminds me a little bit of niko. And you know, we overlooked that whole discussion of, well, if you can turn one of the players into a solid in-game leader who was already a good fragger, well, that just allows you to have an extra player who can only focus on fragging, right? And also being the outside player Magisk in some of these rounds, you know, you can tell your team just what you need them to do, and you know how to create space, obviously, for yourself. You can hit the perfect timing for yourself, and we saw him here have a great game, and you know that's something that makes it easier a little bit for Astralis as a team.
And you know, for the Magiska side, he goes 9-2 in opening duels. That's what the definition of creating space. That's what it is.
Yeah, you know, most of the time when we talk about the entry fraggers, you know, it's not your job to just to get the kill per se. It's to create space so that the trade comes in after you die. Obviously, if you end up getting the kill, that just opens up the round completely and probably makes your life a whole lot easier in that round.
And that's what you're talking about before. Fiend need to get a lot of those entry kills, and you need to find a lot of opening kills, and Magisk was just dominating every single one of them towards outside. And when you have such a slow first half and you don't get enough rounds to play with, even if you have a good recovery on the T side, the damage is already done. The comeback is much more difficult to pull off. And that's what worries me about this series, and this what worries me in particular about Inferno. You're not going to get that same space that you do on a Mirage with Dust 2 to disrupt the Astralis Astralis system to bring them more onto your playing field, and it's only going to be more of the same, I feel, going into the second map. Fiend need to somehow figure out a way to just be disruptive and annoying, which is what they were against FaZe Clan, but on a map like Inferno, there's not much room to do that.
Well, when we talk about Astralis basically doing what Astralis need to do, they're just sticking to their game plan. You know, Yanko, I want to kick this to you and wonder how you would approach this if you're on the side of Fiend. How do you make Astralis uncomfortable on Inferno?
The thing with Astralis is, well, at least before, it was they're so good at reading the game and playing fundamentally solid Counter-Strike that if you try to just beat them that way, it's going to be difficult. So you have to think outside of the box a little bit, do some unorthodox things, fake a lot potentially, right? So because they rotate really fast, they just react really fast to things. So maybe try to throw a little bit of curveballs there. It's difficult. The best way to play Astralis is to limit their full gun rounds. Like, they're just really good when they have all the utility at reading the game. So it was always about either winning pistol or getting like an eco win early on, just not making sure they can't grow a big bank, because full gun round on gun round, you know, that's where they're at their best.
Well, we actually see Movistar Riders on Inferno yesterday, one of the underdog teams, pull off a lot of great team hits in towards sites, very quick, decisive plays. I feel like Fiend are a team that will do even better at that. You know, they've got so much firepower on the team, so many players can step up in the mid rounds. You know, Harn stepping up, Red started a good game as well. Like, individually, they were getting enough kills. If they can have that same explosive style of T-side that Movistar had yesterday, I think that could catch Astralis off guard. You know, punish some of the players that maybe aren't as comfortable. Like Lucky, you can force him. He was a little quiet in that first game. So if you could try and find a few weaknesses, try and use that individual skill for some quick, decisive plays, I feel like that's something for Fiend to pick up a few of these T rounds.
Well, with Fiend picking Inferno, that's assuming Astralis starts CT. And in doing so, I'm looking at you, Yanko. I'm wondering, you know, over on that B side or over on that A side, who are these big anchors that are going to be holding the sides down?
I think we'll see for them. You know, Magisk is obviously playing towards that pit area. He's been really, really solid there. Someone who they can count on. zywoo towards the B bomb side. Those are the veteran players that you look at to have a lot of impact. So I'm interested to see these teams have almost 5 days, like 4 full days to prepare. And, you know, Fiend, especially when you know what you're going to pick, you can prepare heavily your T side, especially. So I'm interested to see what they have in store for us. And also, if Astralis is going to try some of these, again, grenade shenanigans, utility shenanigans. We see a lot of teams decide to leave some utility in CT spawn. So based off where the action is, right, the rotator from A can pick up flashes. The guys from B can come back for an extra HE or a smoke or something along those lines.
I think it was OG that we saw doing that. And
the HEs, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen necessarily, say, Astralis doing it to that level yet. I mean, this was, you know, leikkeet juggling grenades through spawn all the way to the B side of the map, and with purpose, Dinko.
Yeah, we see a lot of teams try and do that now, where a lot of them are actually just leaving the nades in CT spawn and running back. Obviously, it allows you to have more utility in that B site. You don't need to call for that arch rotator as quickly. And I think you could lock down Banana. We've seen leikkeet get the most out of it, most utility damage. Some teams are really find it quite difficult to step up to that level, but I'm excited to see, because Astralis are real nerds when it comes to utility.
Yeah, I don't think we could have put it any more eloquent than that. Astralis, nerds with util. Who would have ever thought it? Well, maybe we did. We're going to be going to a break. We're going to come back with a little bit of Inferno action in this quarterfinals, the second map on the first series of the day here within our playoffs. The IEM Fall RMR on the European side of things is starting to come to a close, but we got to get through these quarters first.
Nice shot, my friend.
Cheaters ruining your plays?
I have eyes on the enemy.
Bad servers stopping your shots? What you need is ESEA. Advanced anti-cheat to stop cheaters. And the best servers around, all with 128 tick rate. ESEA, the best way to play CSGO.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium, the complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
Выберите идеальный состав из 5 игроков из этих двух команд, Астралис и Heroic. На самом деле очень тяжело выбрать, команды сейчас играют практически на равных. Ну что, во-первых, надо снайпера взять, правильно, это у Heroic, скорее всего, это будет Кейден. Мне очень нравится, как играет Refresh в последнее время, он реально топчик, показывает очень классно, как бы, кейсик. И с Астралис я могу выделить, наверное, Мэджиска и Бубски. Вот, и пятый, наверное, был бы у нас Ставн. Я думаю, был бы замечательный такой составчик.
Так как нет Глейва, я возьму на роль капитана Кейден, и он еще играет с АВП. Также неплохо смотрит Мэджиск, и думаю, из Астралис я бы взял Дюпри. Так как жесткий клатч Кинг, насколько я понимаю, я бы взял Рефреша, и мне нравится, как играет Ставн.
На место Айджела я бы взял Глейва из Астралис. На место снайпера я бы взял Лаки из Астралис. Двух райферов я бы взял из команды Heroic, это Refresh и TSS. И на место саппорт игрока я бы взял Суша из команды Heroic.
Well, between Astralis and Heroic, it'll be a little bit tough, but I think I'll pick the main. I'll pick the main core of Astralis, which is Magisk, Dupree, and Zipnix, and I'll take some of those like sharpshooters from Heroic, such as Tessas and maybe Shush, and I think that would be like enough, enough to win like everything, I guess. So yeah.
The IEM Fall 2021 in Europe. It's the last RMR before the major. The major, less than 20 days away. Astralis secured for it. Fiend can control their fate. Should they convert, a reverse sweep required here up against the Great Danes. It's a very, very tall task. But coming into Inferno, the desk have set the scene. I'm joined by Mr. Birchill. Or is that your father?
I was just having a look around the room, and he's not here right now.
Sorry, excuse me, Chad Spoonge Birchill.
That's a little bit closer, I like that. Now, Inferno, Fiend, they picked this one. They've beaten Double Pony and Fnatic within the group stage in the best of ones on this very map here. But going toe-to-toe against Astralis and having to start on the T side, this one ain't gonna be easy. Might just be the 2-0, and the underdogs continue to fall by the wayside here.
Yet to have an upset. In the 4 quarterfinals, FaZe Clan, so far, not as sweaty as they were coming into the yesterday's play. Yes, if you haven't missed that storyline, FaZe, one of the top favourites to qualify for the major, have had their slip-ups over here in Stockholm. And now they're
watching
intently.
Waiting.
They require one of the 4 underdogs in our quarterfinals to place last in the playoffs.
Yeah, so if this one continues to go in Astralis' favor and G2 beat ENCE next, we will hear celebrations from all over the globe for FaZe. Well, focus in on this as dupreeh aggressive has spotted the player out towards the balcony, and well, he got spotted too. The wallbang with the Glock. You don't see that every day of the week. Victor, he will punish, and that's a great opener here because now Fiend, they can regather in the 4v5 number advantage. They've still got their smokes, they've still got their flash and their Molotov, and they can hit either site right now. Now the question is, does the three-man stack of Astralis stay strong on this B-bomb site? Or does it pivot back over towards A to help out Zypex, who has these dualies that were actually, and I find it strange to be saying this, great on Nuke. He got 4 kills on the pistol with those.
I think it's filled in with confidence, hasn't it?
Yeah, and they are cheaper now, so I can slowly start to make more and more of a case. Them 30 bullets, right? But we are going back towards A, so the stack of Astralis has been rumbled, and they don't even know it yet. Zip, he's going to have to do the same as Nuke, but here on his own.
He doesn't need any help. Arch smoke, Moto smoke, dualies do connect, and someone will finish him off eventually. There's Han. So a 3v4 on the retake. Couple of nades in Magisk's hands. He might be able to get some chip damage done with that, and he does throw one out.
This, are ya?
Oh, Han lives on. Dreamer, struggling to track a bouncy Bubsky. He's actually scooped up a Molotov as well. That's going to make Victor's problem not much greater. Oh, combined with the flash, Bubsky into the side.
Oh, not like this, boys.
No. Fiend falter at the final step of the pistol. It looked brilliant. Hard to track a bouncy Bubsky, and it builds into a retake. The combination of a recovered Molotov, a swallowed flash, the top side players, or a top site, I'm still on Nuke, the bomb side players getting absolutely rumbled, and look how it started.
It shouldn't be going down like this, right? We've spoken about retakes on Inferno, especially as one of the harder maps to be getting back on in. And all of that utility, well, all of that utility, the little bits of utility that you detailed there were more than enough. And that's a frustrating way to kick off this map, especially with it being your choice, right? We'd love to see Fiend get off to a really strong start here, a pistol, a conversion. But the plant's not bad, and well, they are going to be looking to buy behind that. We do have one player just out of the server right now, so give us a moment. Another little technical hiccup, and I don't think we didn't prep any other topics here. We didn't come in with our cue cards today.
No, why don't we stay with the Rome theme?
Okay, you like that one? Well, we learnt about the bread. What else did the Romans do?
I'm about to tell you.
Okay, I'm excited.
What did the Romans really do for us, Chad, is the question.
It's a good question. Let's get rid of the pop-ups.
I'm struggling.
Wait, there's no paywall here on this one, is there? Do we have to put your email in?
Register for exclusive content.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, no, I'm sure you can go to like a wiki or something, right?
BuzzFeed.
Go to somewhere a little bit more free, a little bit more open to everybody.
Romans and the roads. Well, they did do roads. That's true.
All roads lead to Rome.
Yeah, they certainly did at one point.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, they are. They feature heavily, don't they?
I've been to Rome.
There were the aqueducts. We talked about sanitation, medicine, education.
Okay, that's good. Education is important.
Yeah, wine.
Oh,
public order.
They did wine.
I mean, I think they definitely get some credit.
Some credit, okay. Partial credit.
I'm not talking about starting all of this. You know,
they were just large contributors to it.
Yeah, I mean, education and its importance was highlighted way before the Romans. Mr. Socrates was talking about that.
Okay. Where was he from?
Plato. Socrates. I thought he was Greek.
I don't want to make a fool of myself here. In high school...
He's Greek. Okay.
There you go. That's what I thought. I didn't want to say it. I just made you say it. You know what that music means, guys?
What does it mean?
It means stand up at home and sway.
And maybe even touch your toes.
Yeah, that's good too.
Like, don't stretch out the hammies too far, but, you know, just get some early morning mobility. I just called it early morning. What time?
Early morning mobility at about 6:30 at night. Yeah. Now, early morning for some of you, especially you Aussies out there. It is bloody early in the morning, but we are back
today.
Bubsky, I thought you maybe had a tech issue, but he's hanging around. It's a 4-man B-lean here. Now, look at the guns. We've got a couple of Galils, a couple of AKs, a Deagle as well, but not a lot of nades right now. So, name of the game is going to be slow for Fiend. Now, I hope as you're stretching, right, you're really just getting in deep to the stretches. Make sure you don't want to push it too far, but you want to be able to feel the burn. Those mollies won't be burning anybody over towards Banana. Currently nobody home. More util dipped on down. And Bubble actually, with the one smoke that they had, used over towards B. That's going to keep the feet planted at 2 on that site. But Dupree's about to get some info. I don't know if he actually caught that on the jiggle. The bullets confirm what maybe was missed. And now they're going to turtle on up as Dreamer gets the duel and wins it. Lucky's down.
Yeah, they're going to commit to this. So many bodies. How is Dupree not dead? Oh no, Dreamer's down, Victor too. Magis can still cause problems from the pit. He's such a nuisance, should be found, does get hunted down. Okay, damage control complete.
The Clutch Minister?
Yeah, what with it? An MP9. Signed by the Clutch Minister himself.
He's Counter-Strike's MacGyver, Alex. He can make this work with a P250 and a decoy.
And some toothpicks. Red Star peeks out. No. Han getting a bit uncomfortable now. He should just take this fight. Zip. Leave him alone, Zip.
Halfway ticked.
Yeah, he's recovered some util. What is that? Smokes him off. Pushing the issue. Just trying to make this as stressful as possible. Good presence of mind here from Han. Relocates to Graveyard and just buys enough time for himself. Okay. Sigh of relief. Han secures the recovery from Fiend. That was a sketchy one towards the end there. We'll get to watch that one through the replay. So not forgetting, Dreamer opened this round up, and then Magis just reminded them who he is in that pit. Dupree also contributing long range with the MP9. Zip making us all shuffle forward on our seat for a second.
We'll have another tech here. You could see Hani just took off his headset, talking straight towards the admin right there. So a little technical hiccup still. I can't imagine it's going to take too long here. They're pretty quick with the pit stops around these parts. Plenty of people on standby to help them on out in case of any technical woes. But back to Rome.
As we were saying.
What you guys all tuned in for today, when you thought, I want to watch some Dane on Bulgarian action, well, we're going to bring you info about the Romans. Are you on Reddit right now?
This is not Reddit, and it's not helping me. 5 things the Romans gave us. Now, we knew about roads.
We did know about roads.
Did you know about central heating?
I didn't know about central heating.
Wow.
They gave us... Is there any more info? It's just central heating.
Well, Roman central heating works slightly differently. It was a ground-level furnace.
Okay.
And it created hot air.
Indeed.
Which circulated beneath a thin floor raised up on pillars. So basically, they had underfloor heating.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
That's kind of bougie.
Hot air rises, everybody, if you didn't know that.
Yeah, because of?
I don't know. I just know it rises.
Convection. Concrete.
Well, we don't live in an oven.
Ooh.
They created concrete.
Roman concrete, and my Latin's great here, opus caementicum.
Nice. You sound like a caveman.
Sound like a Dothraki warrior. Was made from quicklime, pozzolana, and an aggregate of pumice. Jesus, it doesn't sound like English words I'm speaking. No.
But someone out there knows exactly what you're talking about.
Of course, the calendar, you muppets.
Oh, they made the calendar.
The Roman calendar. Believe it or not. There's other ones. I can name one more.
Name it.
I really don't know. Gregorian calendar. It is a thing.
I'm putting you on the spot here.
My brain's being milked here. October 1582 by Pope Gregory.
Pope Gregory.
Shout out to Pope Gregors.
Wow.
I don't know how many calendars are in circulation. What about the lunar calendar? Is that a thing?
The lunar calendar?
I'm making things up at this point.
Is it a full moon at the moment? Have a look at the moon status right now.
What's your star sign, Chad? I'm gonna get you a read.
I'm a Leo.
Leo. What's it called when they give you a read? Like your daily horoscope. All right, Chad. You need to be aware of this. Your daily horoscope. This is important. October 8th. Be more aware of your personal appearance. Oh, actually, to be fair, I
do need a haircut.
And it's unironed.
I do actually need a haircut.
And how you're perceived. Make sure that your attire is appropriate for the people you're with. Look how well-dressed Parla is, and you're sitting here in a wrinkly shirt.
You're right.
Fashion is a consideration, so don't look like a slob. You may be urged into a fancy store today.
Ooh. I can't go outside.
Buying some new items to spruce up the wardrobe. Now, unfortunately, that hasn't taken into account your bubble status.
No.
Only hours within a bubble.
Can't go outside.
No.
So, no, there won't be any shop. Well, I guess I could do online shopping.
Oh, today's star ratings. You've got a 4-star in your sex life.
Oh.
Congratulations. But only 3 in your hustle. So you shan't be hustling as much today.
All right.
What about the Virgo lifestyle?
I'm curious now.
Me too. Same website, so at least it's consistent.
All right.
Know what you're getting yourself into, especially if it has to do with love and romance.
Anything on the agenda soon, Alex?
Well, I'll have to consider that. You may be like a fly on a tree branch. We're getting very philosophical.
Fly on a tree branch.
Maybe like a fly on a tree branch.
Yes.
Carefully inspecting the beautiful spider web at your feet.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's so real. You're tempted to step on the silky strands, yet once you place one foot on the sticky web, you'll be tangled there for a long time. Maybe forever. It's very topical.
Yeah.
I feel attacked.
Oh, you've been able to relate it to something in your life, so
I've got 2 stars on the hustle and 4 on the vibe. I've got good vibes today, bro.
Good vibes today, all right. Well, hopefully everybody at home now is inspired to go and read your horoscope. I need to go and look in the mirror, apparently. I do need some new clothes, though. I won't lie. I wouldn't mind going for a little bit of a shop. I've been doing online shopping exclusively for 2 years now.
I can't recommend enough. If anyone's like listening to this and has yet to kind of undergo like kind of vast self-development, something,
most of us.
Yeah, something that really catapulted me into kind of just, you know, asking myself some more questions of who and how I wanted to be.
Is this outside of the self-loathing, or?
No, that was part of it.
Okay.
But yeah, obviously, you know, a heavy breakup, so usually a good start.
That is a good start. It really gets the engine going.
Then I throw away 70% of my clothes.
Well, that was okay. Well,
I'm not saying everyone should throw away 70% of their clothes. I'm just saying, like, take a look at like capsule wardrobes. Take a look at the concept like Marie Kondo. Hold it in your hands and ask, does this spark joy? Does it spark joy? Because, you know, it's
well, this sparks joy.
That does. Everyone's having fun. This guy, two days
out.
in a row, rocking the same hat.
That guy's got a pot on his head, not a pan. Got a pot on his head. Okay, yeah, capsule wardrobes.
Yeah,
I do need to throw out some stuff.
It just, because you know when you're like reaching into the wardrobe and you've got like 4 shirts you actually like and
Every
12 you don't.
Yeah.
And you go, and once the 4 are dirty, you end up doing laundry and not wearing any of the shirts you don't want to wear, or you don't wear it, you just keep wearing them. You have like days where you're wearing the ugly shirt, you're not like comfortable, you don't feel
good.
You don't feel A1.
No.
You know? Just get rid of them. Like they're not part of you. They don't represent you. And
don't hate them. Maybe someone else can wear them.
Yeah.
Maybe someone else can put them on and pull them off.
Yeah, the thrifting universe is wide these days. Like I say thrifting, I'm becoming an American. I went home to the UK and I'm talking about pants. I nearly said aluminum.
Oh.
I didn't really, but other than that, I have been saying a few more American.
You mean pants in terms of trousers?
Yes.
Well, that makes sense. You guys calling pants, calling underwear pants doesn't make any sense. That one needs to be fixed. But look, there's some most of the things you do is right. I can't fault you on a lot of it here.
He's got quick feet.
That's the 1-2 step. Everybody 1-2 step.
So that was that. Is that from Top of the Pops?
I think that's Missy Elliott.
Ah, Missy.
I think. Guys, we're still waiting on one player to rejoin. So this isn't just us wanting to be self-indulgent and stand here and talk about nonsense. Well, we could do this all day. Whether we will or not is really going to be up to Han, who has rejoined the server. So
that's what we want to see.
Slowly we are solving the snafu that is this technical issue. Oh, he left again.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's okay. That's okay.
I can tell you about the Union Jack that's currently on his arm.
Okay, tell me about the Union Jack that is currently on the counter-terrorist arm, Alex.
Well, because it's a combination of flags, you see.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that. It's also on my flag.
You know, the Scottish flag is the source of that lovely blue.
The blue.
Have you seen the Scottish flag?
I have seen the Scottish flag, yes.
Exactly. Then you've got the English Red Cross.
Indeed.
And there's something else I can't remember from way back in the day. Why?
Way back in the day.
Well, we learned that kind of thing in school, I think. 8 things you didn't know about the Union Jack. Now that's what I'm talking about. There's a rumor it's not actually called the Union Jack. That's
What's it called then?
Sick rumor, bro.
That's rumor.
It's an urban myth, though. Wow, that was really boring. But yes, you got the Northern Irish cross. That's the 3rd component.
The Northern Irish. Okay, cool. So there's 3 key components that make up the flag. All right, that's great. If you guys at home, while we're doing this, tweet at us at MachineGG or at Sponge, SPUNJ. Tweet at us, and maybe we can, maybe answer some questions. Maybe you have a fun topic that we can start talking about here.
Yeah, a cool flag that's not in it, but the Welsh flag's much cooler.
The Welsh flag, isn't it? It has a dragon on it.
Yeah, big badass red dragon.
It's green.
Yeah.
Should we maybe let's try? I'll try and be a little bit more topical here because Han keeps joining in and leaving. So at any point we may get back in. I can take a look at the teams who have qualified for the majors so far, right, and let everybody at home know. And like for a lot of you, if you've been newer viewers in the online era, 2020 and 2021, then maybe you're not too familiar with the major cycle. Now, the this event right here, for all the regions that we've been doing, is the last RMR event before the major. This is qualification. Oh my lord, the freeze time is ticking on down, and we are gonna get back into action.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay, just testing. We're just testing. No, sorry. I got myself excited.
Stop talk.
Now, these are the teams who have qualified so far, everybody at home. It is NaVi, Gambit, Vitality, G2, Heroic, NIP, Astralis, Virtus.pro, Big, Liquid, Spirit, mousesports, Entropic, Furia, Renegades, Pain, Godsent, and Sharks.
Well played. That was all off the top of his head, by the way.
Yeah.
He was rattling all of that off while making full eye contact with me.
Do you want me to do the rosters too?
I'd rather you didn't. Oh, wait, we're live. Oh,
no. We're just testing, Alex.
Sorry, I don't know. I saw things happening.
We're just testing. Now, what's important here, guys, and I'll continue to explain, like we're doing Blue's Clues. So there are 2 stages in the majors, okay? So we have the opening stage where the contenders and the challenger teams will be taking place. That's why this matchup for Astralis and the other favorites is very, very important, right? Because you want to make sure that you are a legend status team. What that'll mean is you will skip the first Swiss stage. PGO actually announced the format yesterday. It's been the same as the last 2 majors, whereas the format has been a Swiss system with 16 teams. The establishing matches, as I like to call them, are best of 1s, and then the deciders or elimination matches, that final hurdle is a best of 3. That's going to be run twice. Now, if you become a legend status team, you will skip that first stage, and that means you are only 2 best of 1s and 1 best of 3 at a minimum away from qualifying for the playoffs of the major, where you'll be in that lovely Avicii Arena, which is just across the road from where the players are right now. If you start within the first Swiss stage, well, you have to do that twice, right? So a lot more games to be played in that whole little Swiss system if you have to go through both of those hurdles, as it were. But let me check the phone. Let's have a look here. Do we have anybody coming in thick and fast on the line? Caller number 1. I want to make sure I read this first. Oh, production's in my ear. Guys, that's good. That's really good. Logical, we'll get back to your question about the croissant pizza later. I'm sure there would be some more fill to be had, but thank you all for your questions. The phones have been ringing off the hook in here. Parla, he's been answering them non-stop. You should see him writing down the questions, taking all the calls.
We do need to work on his phone decorum, though.
We just got baited. We got baited again. We got baited again.
Okay, so now Hans left the server. Do you want to go back to that question? And also, can I ask if we could get another shot of Hans' hand tattoo? I'd like to see that.
Okay. All right.
Because it looks like he's got like a kind of an ultimate ability he can activate by like slapping it or biting it.
Oh, he's like an anime character.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're referencing there. So Logical has asked the question, thin crust or regular crust for your pizza?
You see, now
What's a regular crust?
Well, a regular, like, kind of...
Like we're talking like a Domino's or a Pizza Hut?
Yeah, I think well, not like super mega thick. Like, I went to Chicago, and I'm going to maybe upset some people, but that deep dish stuff is not... It's not pizza.
No, it's not. It's more like...
Call it a pie, because it is a pie.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I wasn't in love with the super deep stuff. Yeah, that is a cool tattoo. I'm more about the regular crust, to answer the question, if I had to give you that answer.
Yeah. Big on the thick crust.
Jordan asks, best sandwich filling outside of ketchup?
Chad Sponge Birch, that's for you.
I don't know, a good ham and cheese sandwich. It's basic, but everyone loves a good ham and cheese sandwich. Toasted, of course.
I think for me it's cheddar and crisps.
Vegan Snail wants us to say hi to his friend Lloyd.
Yo, Lloyd.
What's going on, Lloyd?
Catch these L's, because you got 2 of them.
Oh! Yeah. Okay, what do we got here? There's some Counter-Strike ones. We'll stay away from those. They're not as fun. Do you have a favorite smoothie? Asked Ted.
Oh, now that is a really serious question. I like to go for the ones that sound really disgusting because I like to challenge myself to enjoy them.
So they're not the fruity smoothies.
No, when I'm looking at
like spinach.
When I'm looking at the menu and it's like, spinach, kale, some like dragon fruit, some exotic something.
Dragon fruit's not bad.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know if it's good in a smoothie. I can't say I've ever had it in a smoothie. What do we got? Ace Guy. He wants to know creamy or crunchy peanut butter.
Now, this is an easy one. Crunchy peanut butter every day of the week.
Really?
Why would you want the smoothie?
I love the smooth
but
stuff.
You're the guy with the ketchup sandwich.
Exactly. Oh, come on. Don't hold me to that.
Well, I don't know. It's a good metric for your taste and palate.
Okay. What, that I'm a child?
Was
that where you were going with this?
I wasn't going to say it. I was just saying, you were probably... You're the kid that goes to his friend's house and says, do you have any nuggets? When she's, like, slaved over something for 2 days. Like a nice slow-roasted pork belly, and you're like, do you have anything I can dip my chicken nuggets in?
All right, I'm just getting some words in my ears, Alex, and I'm not going crazy. I promise you that. And I think we can go to a little bit of a break. We can check out a content piece, and then maybe you'll be back with us. Maybe we'll be back with the game. But thank you for bearing with us, guys.
Sound. Catch you in a bit.
See you soon.
We've got two of your teammates in there, Bobkas and Magis, and we need to attack them with some hard-hitting journalism.
I think for Bubski, he asked a lot of questions. He would probably be furious getting that question.
Why do you annoy your teammates with so many questions? He has random facts.
He knows so many random things.
Okay.
He said something other on the staircase.
Okay, here's how we can make this an interesting question for him. You have an encyclopedic knowledge of the world. How did you gain such wisdom? Beautiful. That's a fantastic first card for Boobski.
Yeah.
Boobski?
Bubski?
Babski.
Bubski?
Babski.
All right, so I know Magisk is a fantastic player in game. Out of game, he's a crazy guy. You know, he's a real Viking.
You have to think of what triggers.
Yeah, because he's got a bit of a temper on him, right?
It's become better over the years, I feel like.
Yeah. Here we go.
It's because of me and Peter.
Exactly. So you've developed into a calm, collected player. How thankful are you?
I'm an adult.
Yeah, adult.
How thankful are you to Dupree and Zywoo, your father figures, for this facilitating this change? How does it feel to only have 3 majors?
That's a very good take actually.
Because he will get his blood pumping.
Yeah.
Great guys, this is gonna be funny.
It's good.
Got my question master here. He's been working on these.
Question master, I like that. So guys, your teammates have come up with 2 questions for each of you. Best of luck.
Have we got some good ones or?
Generally speaking, the guys have come up with pure slammers. Enjoy it.
All right, so first questions are for Bubbles Key.
Bubbles Key.
Why do you annoy your teammates with so many questions?
I'm just generally very curious about everything. So I'm just, when we're eating, I'm like, why do you take so much chili mayo? Why do you take so much ketchup? Why do you take so much chicken? Why do you take so much rice?
You have an encyclopedic knowledge of the world. Where does this wisdom come from?
Watching too much random stuff on websites and, you know, like YouTube algorithm pushing me into everything, and I like to watch documentaries.
I'm pretty certain he has like a document, because every time we comes on TeamSpeak, he's like, oh guys, have you seen this? And then like 1 second after, he's linking everything. I'm like,
yeah.
Magisk, you're next.
Yeah.
So my question for you, you've evolved into a calm and collected adult. How thankful are you to Dupree and Zywoo, your father figures, for facilitating this change?
oh, honestly, I think they are the reason I've been toxic in the past. I think Sonic, he's been the one who's been helping me with that.
Okay, so no credit to Dupree and Zip? No credit at all?
Nothing at all.
You only have 3 majors compared to your teammates' 4. That must really bother you.
Honestly, no, because without me, they wouldn't have won anything else than the first one. So, like, you know, it's been like I have back problems because of the last 3 years. Like, it's been kind of heavy.
Yeah, you need to empty the backpack.
You know.
So you know lots of interesting, fun facts, Bubski. My last question is, what do you know about staircases? Do you know anything about staircases?
Oh yeah, because it's something that I read again. Okay, staircases that are longer than 1 meter has to have 2 like bar handles at each side, but if they're under 1 meter in like radius, and now it's diameter, then they can have 1.
If it's wider than 1 meter?
Yeah.
Today I learned, Bubski, the encyclopedia. Thank you so much, guys. And that's the end of the interview.
That's what I deal with every day.
Won't give it up. Won't give it up. Won't give it up. Won't give it up. It's in our blood. It flows in us. Won't give it of the shadows, I've come to make a name. Ready for battle, cause I got a thing to claim. Think that I'll crumble, I'll show you a mistake. Where you see me coming, better run for cover, cause I'm not slowing down, I'm never going under. I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger. So meet the monster, I came to conquer. Smoke clears, I'll still be on my feet. Forget all of my fears, cause I know my destiny. I feel a champion waking inside of me. It's set in motion, the legends feel good. This is my moment, can't break my focus, know where I'm going. This is my moment.
position thing. The way you see, the way you play Counter-Strike. This, but I've also seen this on Reddit.
Yeah. This was so out of context because we were just practicing and I was like, oh, it's those two, and I really hate those two, and I just wanted to like follow the game, and then I had to throw a flash, and I didn't want to reposition, so I just like scrolled, and yeah, I didn't play like that. It was just that we were going through stuff.
But you do play like this?
Yeah, I play like this. Or
one leg? Which one is it? Which is the leg that goes
It's
up?
normal. It's really. I don't know, I can play with both, but sometimes the right screws me up because then it blocks my arm.
Yeah, it's right on your mouse.
But left, it doesn't really matter. I play normally like this.
How can you do that,
right?
Man?
I think I'm pretty like elastic or whatever you can say. But
flexible.
So, flexible, yeah.
Okay, we got an answer. It explained himself.
Mystery.
Mystery is resolved. And hopefully, we're going to be getting back into this. I want to give you guys a full update as to what's going on if you just tuned in and have been staring at Stockholm flyovers or listening to us talk about crunchy peanut butter for a while. You may be wondering when the Counter-Strike's going to start. Well, we got into the second map. It was about 3 rounds or so, and we did have some tech issues with one of the members of Fiend's PC. Full computer chopped and changed. A full test has been run. We don't have a complete and total understanding of exactly when we're getting back in, waiting for the update. I think this is one of the final tests going through now. You can see everyone's moving through the server.
Yeah, shouldn't be too long now. You wait till the headsets get popped back on. Everybody obviously looking at Han, who is the individual having the issues right now. We're hoping we're all good here. But these things happen, guys. Look,
a long one, though. I mean, I haven't had one of these in a long time.
No, and that's the thing. But just to give everybody a bit of context, when we've been in the online era, everybody's been at home on their PCs, guys. This is the first time Fiend and Han and Red Star especially, I guess you could throw Lucky into that mix there as well, have found themselves in an environment like this. We're looking at the fact that they've moved from the hotel, now that they're in this nice studio environment that we have here where they can yell at each other and have no dramas doing all that. Now, yeah, we will keep you informed here. Han is, once again, no longer in the server. So what that means, well, it could literally be anything. But yeah, look, these problems, we want to get them fixed, right? And everybody wants to get, you at home wanting to watch the game, I tell you very much, these players right here, they want to get this underway.
Way more than you. You know, you can go out, you can talk to your friends, you can get up from your chair.
Yeah, these guys aren't allowed to do anything.
They can't do anything. They literally have to sit there in silence like statues. And so, yeah, as much of it as it's an inconvenience for you, it's a much bigger inconvenience for these fellas. You've got to try and stay in that mindset, stay in your game state. And it's so hard to do so. I mean, what are you going to do? Just, you can't even sit there and shoot bots.
Yeah, the thing is, that's one of the things during a technical timeout, you're not allowed to talk privately, right? So you won't be seeing them open their mouths. They have been allowed to talk publicly within the server, right? That's no secret information. So you can see here dupreeh having a bit of a nap on this one right now. If you've ever had an issue with a computer at home, maybe you're like me, maybe you have issues all the time. And some of these things are really quite difficult to fix. I can tell you, and I'm sure if my lovely friend Gomez, who once upon a time used to be the manager of Renegades, 100 Thieves, Vox Eminor, now he works for Order, back down under. We used to have things where we would go to events and we would all have old configs, right, guys? Like we would have really old configs from years ago, and they would cause issues. And you'd have to go through and you'd have to delete your... No, seriously.
Oh, I was just going to say old config used to cause issues too.
He did. But new config now, of course. But yeah, you'd have to like delete the whole config and you have to start again. Like I come from a generation in time where once players like Shroud used to play on native reses, they would go to events and the PCs would not be good enough to even run the native res, right? Like we're talking about issues like that back in the day. So this is a mystery, right? Like we have plenty of PCs on standby. We have plenty of stuff going on with SSD. So don't worry. We're chopping and changing it. We're trying to get to the bottom of all this. So it has to be something a little bit more specific, something a little bit more related to maybe a setting, to maybe something to do in the config. I'm not going to speculate.
With fruity things.
Precisely, right? And there's a lot of funny commands in Counter-Strike. We've been getting updates in recent times to deal with those. And as long as this sorts itself out and we get back underway, well, we can all be happy with this. But I know that there's a small minority of you out there happy to hear Alex and my voice again, as we can, well, go back into those questions.
Start the podcast mode?
We may as well, right? We may as well. There's a 1,000,001 questions coming on through. So let me bring back up the cellular telephone device here. And we'll get back into it. Now, if this isn't for you, just mute the streamer when the Counter-Strike comes back on, unmute it, and guess what? The game will be live, and we'll be talking about it. I promise you that, because we're going to get all the funny business out of our system now. All right, I'm scrolling. I want to make sure there's some landmines people are throwing our way here. I want to stay away from those. Alex, this is a good one for you. Should boneless wings be called wings or chicken nuggets?
Bruh. Ooh.
Deep thought for you here, Alex.
Hold on, I need to really process that. I mean, you know what? I'm going to go with a boneless wing.
A boneless wing?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a rationale?
It's wing meat.
Okay.
It's still the part of the animal that you have agreed to consume is still being fed to you just sans bone. You know?
Okay. That's French for no bone.
Yeah, without bone.
Without bone. Okay. All right. Let's have another one here. Oh, wait, hold up. I should read it before I start speaking.
Yeah, there is the landmines. I opened my Twitter feed and there's similar ones.
Will there be more danger zone with Rushley after IEM Fall? As soon as Rush and I can get our hands back on our PCs at home, for sure.
Speaking of Rushley, he asked for a horoscope.
Oh, he did?
He tweeted me.
Okay.
Can you do mine?
Horoscope readings with Machine.
Yeah, welcome to my new... I'm going to be the new Mystic Meg.
Okay.
But yeah, I got one request. He's an Aries. And I don't know, you know him better than I.
Okay.
He may face some monetary turbulence. Some challenging situations.
He did buy a 3080.
Ah, yeah. Some challenging situations at home are also on the cards. Not in the cards, Doug Poker.
Yes. Shout out to him.
Avoid making rash decisions, as your career is likely to take a leap.
Well, Rush is not the type of guy to take any rash decisions, so
No.
I don't know how that...
I think he could be king of esports if you had an iota of self-confidence.
Yeah, look, maybe he was considering like a weapon change in New World, so that might be what they're referring to there. So just make sure he sticks to his life staff and his sword, right?
Still haven't booted that game.
You can come join us.
I do fancy it, but yeah.
Do you have a favourite event that you've casted, asks Tristan.
Tristan, favourite event I've casted? For the casting part of it, I mean, I haven't actually got to cast that many events.
Yeah.
I mean, before, just as I started to pursue the return to commentary, we got locked down into this whole
online thing. I really enjoyed my time with you and Henry, and Yumi and Lauren as well. Those trios were really, really fun.
I have very fond memories of casting with Lauren and getting to do that so recently, considering that me and her were commentating for Peanuts and Pocket Lint for a while.
For Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Did some Battlefield too, didn't you?
Oh, I did all of them, yeah. Battlefield, what was it, League of Legends? Nonsense. All of the bibs and bobs of the... like, it wasn't even the pros, you know, it was like the cups. So it was, that was how I kind of cut my teeth.
A lot of people always like, people send, obviously we have business emails and stuff, right? And people send emails and they go into the DMs and things, and it's something that maybe I should get better at replying to. But a lot of people ask, oh, how do you get into it, right? And I think we have two different paths that we got into this line of work, right? Obviously I was a pro and then I retired and then I went to the desk and came here, and you were playing and competing. Yeah. And what were you saying back at the ICE series, when you get knocked out, you would commentate the games, right?
Yeah, I actually got kicked out of one of my teams, my LAN team, kicked me out. Because I didn't want to play in the fun tournament for the losers.
Yes.
I'd rather commentate with my friend and go out. And so I woke up. I'd actually got beaten up that night. So
of course.
So I'd
just as what happens at I Series.
I'd gone out. I'd 18 years of age, or maybe 17, and I'd got beaten up by 3 men. Woken up covered in blood. Got a text on my phone saying you're kicked from the team. Come pick your PC up. And then. And then the next day, my mum picks us up. Bearing in mind, this is my first LAN. My mum, maybe not my first, maybe my second, but my mum's still sketched out about me going to go play video games in Elford or Newbury Racecourse or whatever with a bunch of 40-year-old men. And she picks me up from the campsite, and I'm just sitting there with a black eye, stitches in my eye, and saying, Mum, I got kicked from the team.
Oh, and then she thinks you got beaten up by the team.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that's rough right there. Okay, look, I've got the man in my ear again. Now, we're going to have a discussion, Alex, right now, because we can throw to another video, but the problem is if we go to another video, it's like we go back to another break. So do we just keep filling? Right, we obviously can't do this forever, but we're hoping this resolves itself sooner rather than later. And I have a pretty good feeling. I have a lot of trust in the League Ops team. I think that they're not that far away from fixing this. Now, do you want to go to the video?
I mean, we can keep talking if you prefer. Both of them are viable options. This is keeping me like slightly sane.
Yeah, let's keep going for a little while longer, and then if we still seem to be up Struggle Street, Han doesn't rejoin the server, then we'll throw to another video and give you guys some visual entertainment here. Okay, what else we got here? Somebody asks, do you know how unfair the world is for left for left-handed? I guess that's for left-handed people.
Well, I'm a lefty.
Yeah, that's why I brought this up. So how do you feel? Do you feel cheated by the world?
Well, so I've got a bit of a 1-2 punch. I'm not only left-handed, but I'm a man. And both of those shave years off your life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I've smoked a cigarette before. So essentially, I'm dying tomorrow.
What?
Yep.
Are these all factual things?
Yeah, hang on.
Left-handed people don't live as long.
Yeah, left-handed life expectancy. It's an actual thing.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Well, you've all just been broken some very harsh news out there.
What? That's not real.
What?
Left-handers typically die age 66.
Wow.
Hang on.
Wait, how have they worked this out?
Right-handed life
This is getting grim now.
Life expectancy. 75.
There you go.
But that's like 9 years, Chad, just because I write with my other hand.
You'll be all right. I think you'll make it.
I think I gave myself mad RSI during my hardcore gaming days just because of the way because I opted to use the mouse in my left hand.
Yeah. And do you still do that now?
Yeah, I know, but so I'm clicking with the other finger than you guys.
Yeah.
I'm clicking with my sweary finger.
Oh, the middle finger, the rude finger.
Yeah, so my hand's not quite wired as ergonomically as everyone else.
I see.
I used to. I spent 3 years sprinting with my pinky finger on mouse 4. So look
yeah.
Look at that. That's stupid.
That doesn't look.
That was stupid, and that's
not
so I do get hand cramps after an extended gaming sesh.
Okay, well that's not.
And not only was I sprinting with mouse 4, dude. Imagine jumping with spacebar. What am I doing? So I did a full one of them.
Yeah.
Swinging my thumb into it aggressively.
Okay, your setup's one that we could have delved on into, I think, here. What else we got going here? I didn't know this existed. Beef or pork bacon? I don't know, you could get beef bacon.
Beef bacon is not a thing.
I don't think
it sounds
it's a
like an
thing.
American thing.
Okay, well, we don't know about that Mr. Pimple Party. That's his name.
Party of Pimples. Hey, Chad, there's a bookshelf there.
Yes. What was the last book you read?
It was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Was it really?
Read to me by Stephen Fry.
Oh, so it's an audiobook?
It's a book.
But it wouldn't be on a bookshelf.
The last book I read was actually a book about typography. Don't want to sound too weird about it, yeah.
Okay.
It's got T for type, I believe it's called.
How was that book?
It was interesting. I learned all about kerning. I learned all about the influence of Helvetica in the
Didn't you
market.
read Tribe by Mr. Sebastian Junger?
Well, I lost it, didn't I?
It's still in the house.
Oh, I thought I'd lost it. Okay, yes. I read half of it and I couldn't find it.
Okay, all right.
But it was really interesting, the idea that we probably all should be living in like groups of about 100 people and modern society slowly killing everything that made us human.
Well, okay, let's say, all right. Guys, you can read that one on your own. We'll let you dissect it. All right, what else we got coming in here? Someone says...
They say it takes a tribe to raise a child, Chad. And now everyone's trying to do it on their own.
Yeah, it's a rough world out there.
Shout out to our
Can you
father.
scream into the mic when the game starts, please? Thanks, I nap.
Is he in the other room? He's having a nap.
We won't be screaming, unfortunately. We don't want to blow everybody's speakers out.
What about you, Chad? What was the last book you read?
I haven't. I've kind of fallen off. I need to read more. There you go. I was halfway through the 3rd or 4th June novel, I believe it was. So yeah. Yeah. I was. When I saw that there was a movie coming out about it, right?
That's like mythic difficulty reading, isn't it?
The first book is really hard. Like there's so many terms in there that you kind of have to pick up as you go here, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense until you get towards the end.
I mean, there's very few books that have a full, like, what's it called?
Appendix?
Appendix, where they have the definitions of all the clans.
Yeah, this one has that. Yeah.
Yikes.
It is a bit wild.
Have you watched the film?
No, I haven't. I've booked some tickets for when we get back to Malta.
Yeah.
So that'll be on the agenda before we go to the major.
Hype for that, man.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Oof. And we're going to be in the arena.
Yeah, that's some good news as well.
Found out on
isn't it?
Twitter this morning.
That was definitely something to wake up to, I think.
Hype as hell.
Yeah, so we get to come back to Stockholm. We haven't been able to see too much. We did go for a walk in the first day that we got here, though. We went to the Old Town.
Yeah, pre-bubble.
Pre-bubble, before it burst. No, wait.
No, it hasn't.
Before we... Yeah. It hasn't burst. Definitely not.
If you... Chad, what's your like biggest technical when you were a player?
Oh, here we go. I got a good one.
What was your equivalent? Like, what was the worst one you encountered? Where referees are like, I don't know, punching you in the ribs or something.
All right. So, once upon a time, back in Western Australia, when I was a young lad, my computer, it just stopped working one day. So I had to go to PLE, Shout out to PLE. They sell computer parts. I had to go there. I had to buy all the computer parts to build a new one on a Saturday. The computer broke at about 2 p.m. PLE closed at 5.
So you've run into the car.
Run in there. I got to PLE. I bought all the parts. Never put a PC together. I'm an idiot, right? Let's make that very well known to everybody playing at home. I sat there. I had a one-day competition the next day that we were competing in. I stayed up all night trying to put the PC together. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get it to start. Now, my girlfriend at the time, her name was Kelly.
Yeah.
She realized I had to go to bed at about 4 a.m. not being able to do it. She took the PC that was put together, but for whatever reason wouldn't boot, to her brother, who is also a bit of a nerd, and he fixed it. Came back, working PC. So shout out to Kelly. She did spill Coke all over my mouse pad one time, so she's unraveled all the hard work. Yeah. But shout out to Kelly. So that was a big help. But that's one of the biggest technical dramas I've had. Yeah. The biggest smashing I've had, actually, the throwback CS accounts that puts up, like, I can't believe I featured in one of those. It was in one of the early majors. We played against Titan, against Kenny on Nuke. Now, guys, the major system now is so much better than it once was. Maps used to be random. The high seed team got all the advantages, like they were picking the map and the side.
The randomizer, that tickles my... I forgot all about that.
The randomizer. Yeah, so we ended up against Kenny on Nuke, right, on the T side, and he absolutely destroyed us, just like this poor chicken.
Yeah, he's really kind of screwed, actually.
He's not going anywhere.
Don't ruin the immersion.
He's living in 2
Don't
dimensions.
ruin the immersion.
He's in 2 dimensions right now, this chicken.
He's actually going to start questioning his reality. Every time he dips his head down, he's like, maybe this is all just an illusion.
Yeah, that's when he's outside of the Matrix, right?
Yeah,
this is inside the Matrix.
And that, we talked about this.
Oh, here we go.
So whose shadow was it? Was it Plato?
Plato.
Plato's shadow.
Yeah, we were reading stuff. Well, Alex was reading stuff that smart people were talking
The
about.
allegory of the cave. Yeah, this is interesting. It's not going to be conversation time.
No, that one there might be a bit too hard for all of us to digest. But if you're into philosophy...
You see how Twitch chat type? Like, do you think they're going to be up for the conversation about the allegory of the cave?
The Pog Champs, obviously, you need the Pog Champs. You need all that stuff. Have you been learning the Twitch language yet?
I'm reading it. I consume it. I just,
do you know what it means?
Not really.
I just know you got to put your XQCLs in the chat.
And
bring up the chat. Let's see if they do it. Because you can ask them to do things and they do things. It's crazy.
Do they?
Yeah.
That group mentality.
It's like a mob that you can point in a direction. But we want to use it for good. So let's see right now. Will we get a bunch of love hearts coming into the chat momentarily now?
Oh, so L is love, not loser.
No, XQCL.
They love us.
Yeah. L is good.
Okay, L is good. I always thought we were handing out L's, you know? And what's juice?
So I don't know if I can talk about like the branding and stuff. We'll stay away from that. But he has a type of a drink that he's sponsored by, and it's so juices. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that's a whole thing as well. Like XQCL number 2, I think they call him these days. Yeah, he's been loving it. What else we got here? People are still tweeting on into the hotline. I feel like we're doing a telethon.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your calls. Continue to donate at rednoseday.com.
Okay, this is a softball question, and it's Counter-Strike related. This is from Rasmus. Thank you, Rasmus, for calling on in. Favorite CSGO map in the rotation? Well, I know you and I talk about this a lot, right? So what map are you enjoying at the moment?
My queue, when I'm doing my solo QMM's masochism style.
Yes.
I tend to do Vertigo, Ancient, and Overpass.
Yeah, Overpass, okay. I
love me some Overpass.
You do enjoy it? All right.
Yeah, and I know when I play with you guys, you're always like, it's too complex. You can't handle, your peanut brains can't handle it. I know, because I used to be a pro. It's really hard.
I
so
didn't
you can't
like
play.
playing Overpass.
Oh, that's why.
That's more why.
Okay.
But yeah, Overpass is a fun one. I've brought that into the map pool now. When I play a bit more with Matthew, Mr. Maniac, I will like to play some Overpass with him. Okay. Could you run us through the backstage of a LAN event, like arriving, practice, pre-match, time off? Cheers from Denmark. You're good at treading water. That is from Gartner Anders.
You know, there's like treading water was some. Why did my family do this? We used to just do a challenge every time we went to the pool.
So you're doing the egg beater?
There's like 4 of us, and we were like, okay, everyone, you ready? Go! And we just like.
Do you know why they were doing that? How old were you at the time?
Was it because I was chubby?
No. How old were you at the time?
I don't know, young.
Okay, so basically, if you have children and you're around water, you don't want your kids to drown. So let's get the kids to be able to tread water for an extended period of time, shall we?
All right, Dad, Chad.
See, there you go.
Yeah, okay.
Your parents were very wise.
They were looking after me.
Through the backstage event. Okay, so normally you arrive a day before, right? So you get settled into your hotel and all that kind of stuff. This is more from a player's perspective, I suppose. Then you have normally a media day, right, where you go on in. These days, Alex and I'll ask them, what happened?
No, sorry. I opened the Twitch chat because we were talking about whatever, and I just see some people randomly shout into the void, like, oh my God, stop talking, no one cares. It's like, okay, man.
No, but let me give him it again, because I like to, because sometimes maybe he's having a bad day. Right? Maybe they're a little bit angry. So if you don't want to listen to us, it's really, really easy. Just mute the stream.
And your opinion of others is a reflection of yourself.
But mute the stream, and then when the Counter-Strike's back on the screen, unmute it, and we'll be talking about the game. Right now, you can either look at a break screen, or you can listen to us. And if you don't want to do either...
Imagine deliberately doing something you don't want to do.
I know, but this is life, all right?
And then complaining about it.
This is life. Okay. Now, yeah, you rock up, you have rehearsal for us, which is also media day. And then for the players, I think it's just about, obviously, the schedule. They get ushered around. There's lovely player managers here to help them with everything that they need. But in-game as well, one of the cool things that we have in Steve-bot. Now, Steve's the guy who I think you guys might remember from the whole coach bug scandal with Mihal. His code is something in here, so the players can literally request something. So they can do dot request, they can ask for a drink, they can ask for a banana.
Coffee?
Yeah, and they can get that brought to them by player management. If they want to go dot request Parler's assistance right now, I'm not sure that they can get that, but they can definitely get any food and beverages that they're looking for. But yeah, most things are taken care of, right? Because these teams, they have managers, they've got coaches. There's a whole crew around them these days. So it's pretty straightforward. You rock up and I guess everything's taken care of. So it's quite a good place to be in. But yeah, we're still waiting for this one to get back underway. If any new viewers have joined us here, waiting for Han, a couple of technical issues. The players are not...
Paul. Has anyone got a timer when this started? Like the tech delay, I mean.
I don't know, maybe Twitch chat will know.
Yeah, probably. Well, they're complaining so much, so maybe they know how much time we've been wasting deliberately actually delaying this game.
Yeah, well, casters stop talk.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, look, the information is very limited at the moment, guys. I'm sure that's because they're busy trying to fix the problems. Quick tips for overpass.
Oh.
Learn a couple of smokes on the CT side. I think being able to throw the monster smoke from CT spawn is very important. You can also throw a really easy monster flash. If you're a Heaven player, you just put yourself up against that railing and you'll see some lines going across and you just aim at those and you lob one out and that'll help flash monster for a bit of a peek.
Yeah, on the T side, a little cheeky Heaven smoke's always nice for like the clutchies and the executees.
Yeah, very good. Barrels molly is always important. I think as well for T-side overpass here, going A, a lot of people steer clear of it, but one thing you can do is a front bathroom smoke with connector pressure at the same time, but this will get boring for a lot of people talking about those kind of details right there.
There's not much actually on overpass in that sense.
No, like there's
compulsory.
Yeah.
What about the compulsory ones we've learned from Ancient? Like,
oh,
I've got a couple.
Okay.
Not that I'm particularly throwing, but I've noticed teams are all throwing. Like, it's kind of consistent across the pros.
Sure.
Like, not like a lineup, but having a reactive player ready to smoke ramp on contact from pillar. So you've got your pillar player who holds the line. If he gets the first kill, there's a smoke to stop them swinging through it.
Sure.
It's just really, really nice way to lock down that control. Something I'm remiss about is not seeing that as much aggressive lane as I thought we would be seeing. No one's like battling for that control.
No, not as much, right? And obviously we know what, because we played it early, that the spawn points changed and the Ts could get there a little bit quicker. With the old spawn points, we might have seen the CTs going for a lot more control. We actually flirted with that a lot. You, me, Henry, Rush, and our friend J-Raz, who also works on the broadcast, we played so much Ancient. Like, we were on like a massive... We even had like a 6-game winning streak on Faceit on Ancient. Right. We were loving it. But yeah, I think the top mid one is mandatory. I think depending on the events that allow it, that T-spawn to donut molly is really important as well for mid control. When you're going A, you need to make sure that you know either a temple, CT, or donut smoke. You need to have 2 of the 3. So learn 1 of the 3, guys. And then what else we got? B, well, we all know about those. A cave smoke from T-spawn that Linus throws, LNZ.
And that molly you're seeing everyone throw, the kind of cave molly into a cave smoke.
Ah, that worked onto device in that round. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Lane. You can throw it from like the back B house.
Did it also get pillar as well?
It does, it spreads, yeah. So it's like it serves multiple purposes, and it either forces them to commit to the cave fight when your teammates are taking space, or they have to be behind the smokes. So it just does so much.
Not too bad, not too bad.
I've enjoyed Ancient, man, I really have.
It's good that it's come on in. Like, obviously people want to cobble back. Well, this is the next closest thing that's green. I don't know if we'll ever get cobble back. I see someone asking a bit of a question about that on the hotline that is Twitter.
Oh, I still have to check mine, so maybe I've got some more horoscope requests.
Hey, Sponge, discuss cobble. What's the site change? Yeah, the current cobble, Mr. Chocolate Milk, with a lot of numbers in your name. I don't think that the current cobble is competitively viable now. I don't think they overhauled it enough. Obviously, those little changes actually changed the map quite significantly. I would implore you as an individual to maybe go on the workshop. I don't know if this ever got ported to CSGO, but back in the day, we used to have a version of Cobble called D_Forge. And Forge actually had a couple of extra ways that you could get on into that B bomb site from T-Spawn, like a bunch of different ways. So maybe check out that map. That might be one that you could be interested in. It kind of in the same vein as we had Tuscan, which you all might know. And another one that was quite fun was Ruska. That was a snowy map. So if you guys want to go back and look at some of those maps we used to play back in the day, Contra, a lot of the Source players might remember that one.
Yeah. And of course, my favorite map was probably Crash, maybe Strike.
Call of Duty, here we go.
Oh, man.
I never played Call of Duty.
I used to have the most, I was a bit of a leader boy back in my day.
Okay.
I would call an aggressive, I'm just going to use CS terminology, a CT mid-aggression play where we had like one pushing B long, 3 charging up mid, and everybody, even the nerdy boys, even the best teams in the world got caught out by that.
I couldn't stop it.
Crossfire had a fast plant strategy where you could shoot the tire of the bus to mask the plant sound.
Okay.
So I would not only throw a nade at the car next to the bomb, so the car and the tire being shot would completely mask the plant.
Okay.
And it was so good, apart from the team we regularly scrimmed against.
They knew it. They knew the cheese.
Well, they'd watch my demos, so we come into LAN head-to-head for the playoffs, and they'd anti-stratted my fast plant, and I, being a stubborn goat, what?
Oh, no, don't.
Me being a stubborn
baited.
boy was convinced that I was just doing it wrong.
Okay, so you kept running it?
Kept running it, and we lost Crossfire.
That sucks. Yeah, that's what happens, right? In the world of the scrims, people getting your details here, so you have to be careful what you run. I'm trying to think about, I can talk through a long history of Counter-Strike, guys. I am very old.
Chad, when was the first, could you put a year on your first touch of Counter-Strike?
Yeah, so I can even give you the guy's name. Tyrone Clements was his name. Shout out to Tyrone. His dad was a bit ahead of the times. My parents, they weren't into PCs, but Tyrone's dad, he was a Sparky. And
it's an electrician.
Yeah, and he had a PC in his house, which at the time was quite unusual. Now I remember going over, and we only had one computer, but he was showing me this new. There was a mod back then. It was Counter-Strike, and we just ran around. We couldn't play against anybody or do anything. But that's the first time I ever saw what it was. But then the first time I ever actually played it was a place called Centerpoint Joondalup. Went in there was like 50 PCs. It was like a big old LAN center, and I walked in, and everybody's yelling at each other, and you jump in, and there's a 32-player Aztec LAN server, and that is when I actually fell in love with the game, because it was social. People were playing it. You could tell like who the big dogs were, because they, no, but seriously, like, and then after that, this is where it's really changed. Most of you will only ever have these experiences online now, but like from there, all of my stuff was LAN. My parents wouldn't buy me a computer. I had to go to a LAN cafe near my grandma's house every day just to play Counter-Strike, and I could only play on LAN. I didn't even have a mouse pad. I used to play on the bloody table.
I remember applying for my first like gaming clan. They were called clans back then.
Okay.
You had to apply on the forums.
All right. On the forums? Well, that's advanced.
And you had to be 13.
You weren't 13.
So no. But I did lie about my age. Got in, accepted my forum post. Joined the Ventrilo, was hanging out, and one of the, like, you know, kind of old, she was a woman, 35 or something, she was hanging out with us.
35, Alex, I'm 32 now, right?
Yeah,
she was a bit older than you.
Yeah, well, as a 12-year-old.
Yeah, okay. She was ancient.
Yeah, but for some reason I brought up my birthday was coming up, and she went, and she heard, and then she just left the channel. I was pulled into a meeting with Warlord and Gazzy.
No.
They're like, look, man, we're going to have to...
We're going to let you go.
Yeah, and I'd already played some scrims with them. I was their best player. They were all like Dad's Army losers, and I was the fragger. They kicked me out because I was a 12-year-old fragger.
Oh, dear.
Smart gaming. I will not forget about that. I will never forget. They accepted me back.
Oh, when you turned 13?
Yeah.
Wait, so you're going to have to sit out till your birthday, and then you can rejoin. Okay. Well, I'm glad they let you back.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they let you back in. Speaking of back in, we are not back in the game yet.
Please.
Just a little update again for everybody. Now,
these poor souls. I feel I do really I'm starting to empathize for the teams as well, because like this is gonna just.
It's past the point now where, you know, like the 20 minutes you can probably get away with. When it starts hitting like the 30, 45, getting closer to an hour mark, that's when the dramas really start to compound. Well, this is when we did the online stuff from Cologne. It was great to have Rush on the mic as well, because we could get him to chip on in with some silly stuff he has to say.
Parla's here. Say hello, Parla. You got to shout. Yeah, if you shout, just say hello. Say hello.
They can hear you saying I'm not shouting right now.
Yeah, you see.
See how enthusiastic Parla is, everybody? Han's back in the server.
No.
Han is back in the server. He is. Alex, he is. All right, I want everybody at home right now to cross your fingers.
Thank you.
Parla's here, guys. Cross your fingers, cross your toes. I want you to stand up, stick your tongue out to the left-hand side, slightly tilt your head to the right, and blink twice. If you've done that, at least 16 of you, this will get back underway.
Can you do the belly and the head tap thing?
Phil did it. The producer did it. I don't know. This...
Rub your belly, tap your head.
I don't know. I'm not.
No, you're not.
I'm not hugely coordinated. Not anymore, anyway. Okay, so Han is just running around to make sure he's not having these little micro stutters, these micro freezes. Now, a little bit more information, I suppose. There was an update last night. We are playing on the rollback version, so I don't think that would be causing us any qualms.
Did you have a little look at the patch notes? Is there anything of note?
Yes, there is a huge update. It's massive, guys, and I need you now, all of you who stood up, to sit back down because this was so big. You wouldn't believe how massive this was. So when they updated the game with the massive one for the Riptide patch, they made the EXO jump in danger zone a little bit jarring. They fixed it. It's back to normal. It's nice and smooth, and everybody can really just be happy with that. Really be happy with that one.
I saw they added a tire to Dust 2.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, a single tire.
A single tire.
A fizz blocker. They even did a little pun in the patch notes. Okay. They retired the boost position.
Oh, they're witty over there.
Yeah, all two of them.
No, there's at least 5.
5?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. It is crazy that you know, such a small team can have such a large game in their responsibility.
It's quite clear, though, now that they have somebody running the social media.
Yeah.
It's a lot more active. Like, let's be honest, it's much more active than it's ever been.
100%.
We're still testing, says Han. So at least that's positive that we have him in the server right now.
And everyone listening, you are now manually breathing. It's crazy that you're not always aware of the fact that you have to your body automatically draws breath, but when you think about it, it becomes really weird for a second, and then you start thinking about your tongue.
Oh, don't do that to everybody.
You start realizing that your tongue, like, where does it rest in your mouth? What is the resting place of your tongue? Because you're not talking right now, you're just listening. You've probably got, like, maybe even a head, like your cheek on your hand, resting it there. Like, where does your tongue sit in your mouth? Does it just kind of hang out in limbo?
Apparently, where your tongue position in your mouth can have something to do with your posture. Now, I don't have more information on that. It's just something I heard.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't have any more confirmation.
I went to an osteopath to fix my jaw, and she told me I have to do some tongue exercises.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not very exciting, but I have to put the tongue to my tongue to the roof of my mouth and as far back as I can.
Okay.
And then I just have to open and close my...
Well, don't swallow it.
No, that is possible, isn't it? That is haunting, really. Just the whole concept of it scares me.
It's just, yeah, it scared me now that I've said it.
Yeah.
Daedalus.
We've got the little rope thingy.
The little rope thingy.
That's to stop that.
Yep, that's okay.
Some people can lose that, and apparently it's fully functional. Did you know that?
Oh.
You can still function without the rope thingy.
Without the rope thingy.
Yeah, that's just a bonus.
Guys, go look in the mirror. Open your mouth wide. You can see the rope thingy that Alex is talking about. But Daedalus says, or no, he doesn't say, how does the in-ear, over-ear thing on LAN work? Is TS through the in-ear mic or over-ear mic? Now, TeamSpeak is through the in-ears. Everything that you're hearing is coming through the in-ears. The microphone, however, will be through the helicopter headsets, as we like to call them in the business. And basically, the reason for those headsets over the top is to be noise cancelling, because in an arena, right, in an environment where you might be able to get a little bit of information that you shouldn't, the whole point of that is to deny any of that seeping on through. So there you go. Hopefully that helps it out, because I know a lot of people say, they go, why are they wearing 2 pairs of headsets? Well, this is just what it's like at LAN.
I did get a tweet when we talked about that the other day saying I've been too scared to ask for like 6 months. He's been watching and he didn't know.
Oh.
A new viewer.
Okay.
Didn't know. Now he's got the answer. Quick quiz, Chad. What do you call that wooden garden object?
Lattice.
A trellis.
Oh.
I think a lattice is something you cook pies on. A lattice?
Yeah.
What the bloody hell is a lattice?
I don't know.
It's in chemistry. It's the little metal thingy you put your cookies on.
Well, why did I think it was lattice?
I don't know, but trellis I thought was it. Do you know, I've got a weird fact for you. I always forget the word scaffolding.
No, but look, I googled lattice.
Oh, well, I suppose lattice perhaps is the crisscrossing of maybe I'm wrong. What's trellis? It's also that.
Okay, so we're both right.
I hate that.
Oh, well, that's all right. No, it's better that we're both right.
All right.
No one's wrong. Everybody wins.
Look. An architectural structure usually made from an open framework or lattice of interwoven or intersecting pieces of wood.
I see. Okay. That makes more sense.
Do you have an opinion on lettuce and trellis? Parla?
We got Parla chipping on the sidelines here. All right, well, Parla's given us a lot over here, guys. So
Yeah, he's not feeding the beast, is he? I did get an update, by the way. We got a full time check.
yeah.
We've been broadcasting this break for an hour now.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't feel like an hour.
This means we've done a podcast.
Yeah, we can clip this.
Yeah.
We did one of these a long time ago. We did a
Everyone's typing lettuce in the chat.
lattice.
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 Like lapis lazuli.
LATTIC.
How many minerals can you name, Chad?
Sorry?
How many minerals?
Minerals?
Yeah. Well, or gems. I don't know. I was just trying to think. You've been doing your new world. Do you not mine and get like a lapis lazuli, a malachite?
Well, I don't know which ones are real because
Tiger's Eye?
it's a game where I can be a wizard and cast spells, Alex. There's definitely.
Are you saying magic's not real? Chad, there's young people listening. They believe Gandalf's out there
Don't tell them about the fairies because Tinkerbell might die. We don't want that.
Peter Pan was a bit of a creep.
Well, what was the one with the bloody big crocodile?
Pardon? Peter Pan? You mean Captain Hook?
Rufio! That one.
Oh, Rufio!
Rufio!
Mighty Ducks.
If they're ever going to remake a movie, don't do Mighty Ducks. Just leave it alone. Leave Mighty Ducks alone. Don't ruin my childhood. That's the only one I don't want you to touch. The rest of them, you can do what you want. Should we do movie reviews?
Yeah. Well, I made a huge mistake of... I was in a bad mood anyway.
Okay.
But I watched Shang-Chi and I wasn't, like, blown away.
What? I don't know. I did this... Dude, you know me in pop culture. I got no idea what's going on.
Yeah. I don't know. I just felt like the script was a bit weird. And I dare I say, I tweeted out. I was like, oh, it wasn't as good as I thought. But I also learned that I didn't understand how Rotten Tomatoes worked. Like, it's an aggregate of people that got basically said thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah.
So I saw like a 98% or something, and I was like, oh, this is going to bang. And it was just like a mediocre Marvel movie.
Okay.
And everyone got really upset that it's because I went in with such high expectations.
Okay.
I saw 98%, I was like, this is going to be like...
It's going to bang.
Life-changing. Because I watched, what was a really high-rated movie recently? I watched Parasite recently, which blew my socks off. I was like, why did I wait so long? And that also had like a 98%.
Okay, so you thought it would live up to those
expectations. I was like, this is going to be, life-changing. Well, obviously, that was a bit stupid to expect something life-changing from, like, popcorn cinema like Marvel, which is more like, as described to me by Maven, who used a good analogy. It's like, Disneyland. You go on a ride.
Sure.
It's not the same. It's not like, epic filmmaking with, like, considered dialogue and
it's where your expectations are, isn't it? Right?
Precisely.
Yeah.
So that was just why I got a bit disappointed. But Twitter ate me up for breakfast.
Wow, you got it. When was this?
Started calling me
recently?
A whole plethora of different things, making assumptions about my allegiances and politics.
Wow.
Yeah, I just said I didn't really like Shang-Chi.
The internet is a scary place, right? You got to be careful on the internet.
It scared me to tweet for a solid week.
Okay, well, you're feeling the brunt of it right now. I think we're taking a little bit of a... Do you want to go for a trip down memory lane?
Oh, what's down the lane?
Well, we could do Swedish-related things, right? Times we've been in Sweden, events we've worked in Sweden. Is this what the bottom of the barrel looks like?
I think we found it. I think we've actually found the bottom of the barrel.
I'm sure that, no, we come on now.
Okay, I'm
Come on now.
rolling back the years.
Come on now.
I'm going to, let me think, I'm in Jönköping.
Yeah? When was the... Yep.
Yeah.
I did an event in Jönköping once upon a time, and Lauren, she was doing the event as well, and she fell very, very ill. I think she may have gotten food poisoning. I'm not quite sure what happened, but it was an event where she wasn't well, and I ended up, stupidly, mind you, commentating and doing the analyst desk. So I was literally doing, we timed it, like Trace was there as well, I do believe. And what happened was I'd finish the desk segment, right? And then it wasn't like break, then handover. It was desk segment finish, then cast.
Yeah.
So what I would do was I would literally run from the analyst desk out into the front of the auditorium area and then jump in the caster's booth and then cast and then finish and run back into the desk segment. That was one of the DreamHack Opens I remember doing. I think that was a winter. That was a long time ago now. I was at the very first major. I didn't play in the very first major. We didn't qualify. It was the very first major back in Jönköping in 2013 in the auditorium. Sitting in the front row supporting Fnatic. Some of the only people supporting Fnatic at the time.
Yeah, I remember when I went to Gamescom, I think I was, doing some other game. I was just started working for ESL.
If you guys can hear that, that's just Parla.
Parla's right next to us talking.
Oh, we can definitely hear you. The people at home can 100%.
You're talking at a normal volume right next to our microphones. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think?
We got to be careful. We don't want Parla to MMA us here. He's got some sass about him these days. He walks away with...
I swear, he was telling us about how much he beats up Swedish guys. Local gym. He's got some stories, man. He's got a fast knee. I'd watch out for this guy.
No, we love Parla. We really do love
I wouldn't mess
Parla.
with him. And I've barely thrown a single punch in my life. So.
The only thing I've thrown is a tantrum or two, so...
If anyone, by the way, has just tuned in and is, you know, you're typing in your initial message of, oh my God, shut up, or I hate you, or
don't look at the Twitch chat.
Or this is cringe. No, but I know, I just want them to, like, they can...
We can't help them.
I want them to know they have full power over
Oh,
what
that's
they're
right,
doing
they
with
do.
their time.
Yeah, they do.
That's all I want to say. Is like, you can do anything you want with your time. If you want to spend it complaining about things that you don't have to be complaining about, then you can do that.
Life is in your hands,
It's
guys.
entirely in your hands.
Do you guys remember Captain Planet?
Captain Planet.
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0.
Oh, it was like a climate hero.
No, it was a cartoon.
But he's taking pollution down.
Wind.
Earth. Fire.
Yeah. Heart.
Heart. Oh, one of the many
am
resources.
Captain Planet. Well, we need love to make the world go round.
Yeah, okay, here's a quick quiz for you. Lion Witch in the Wardrobe.
I never saw it.
Not that one then. What's the one with the yellow brick road?
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, right? The lion, what did he need?
I don't think he was brave. So did he need a heart?
Yeah, heart, it gives you bravery. Okay, nice. What did the Tin Man need?
I think he needed a brain.
If I only had a brain.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Twitch chat.
Then there was one more, the Scarecrow.
What did he need? He was made of straw, so he needed to avoid fire.
No, the lion needed courage.
Yeah. So that's surely heart.
Well, that feels like heart.
It must be heart. And the Tin Man definitely wanted a brain. If I only had a brain.
Yeah,
I
you're
was
right.
The Tin Man
You're right.
In my
High School Musical.
Yep.
I don't know. Let's Google it. We have this amazing resource in front of us here. It's amazing that this has been growing and growing. All right, what do we got? What were we looking at? The Scarecrow. Scarecrow. Wizard.
What did they need, bro?
I don't know. Well, it's like they were on a quest. That's kind of it. Like the Wizard of Oz was questing before World of Warcraft was released.
Really? I'll tell you something.
Well, it's kind of like a quest. They had to go see different NPCs.
Yeah, you're right. Get the XP, level up.
Okay.
What did they need?
In Emerald City. Away the Crows. I'm reading through the whole story here. The importance, Scarecrow of the importance of brains. The mindless Scarecrow joins Dorothy, her wizard. No. The Scarecrow's after the brain.
Oh, we got it all wrong.
So what's the Tin Man after?
This is the question. Hang on.
This is the mystery.
Tin Man needed, I reckon Google will work it out, a heart. Okay,
and the lion needed courage.
They didn't keep it up. They didn't keep up the format. A brain, a heart, and then the
courage.
Unquantifiable courage.
Well, one would assume.
I thought we would look like, I guess they weren't actually sourcing like Indiana Jones hearts and like brain surgery brains, were they?
No, I think it was a wizard.
Okay, so it was like metaphorical.
Yeah.
Okay, we're all learning a lesson, I suppose.
If you haven't seen The Wizard of Oz, that makes sense. You're really not in the demographic that we're talking to right now. You guys are probably more into things like...
Dude.
Transformers, I guess?
And all those Zoomers, like all the 15, 16-year-olds watching, by the way.
What's up?
You're just so much more stylish than all of us were at the same age.
That's true.
I see them walking around. Like, I guess it's because like the whole social media thing and everyone wants to conform and look the same. So everyone just looks like a super hype beast. Like they've all got like decent threads. I'm impressed. Like when I was 15, I looked like a
clown.
A toddler, a clown.
Sure. I can tell you one of my biggest fashion mistakes as a youngster. And
faux pas, if you will.
So in primary school, I used to have like a bowl cut. Right, which shouldn't be too hard for you to imagine. Nice little part down the middle with a bowl cut. And my locks were probably down to just past my ears. And now I went on a trip, you know, went to a surf store on this trip, and I wanted a new hat. Now, hats were all the rage. I don't know if you guys had it at school.
Kind of thing?
So I got a visor.
Oh, that's so Aussie.
Now, can you imagine what I did with my long hair and the visor?
Tell me it's out the top, Chad, like a little mushroom cloud.
It was out the top. So I had the brim of this yellow visor sticking out the front of my dome with the hair over the top. And look, Device is getting... Dupree.
Oh, you didn't.
Oh, I did.
You didn't.
Oh, I can't believe I just done that.
How dare you?
Dupree has just put his desk into a standing desk position.
Oh, yes.
He has. He has indeed. Because they can't leave the PCs unless they go for a bathroom break. So, yeah, I like the fact you could go jump in maybe your own server right now if you wanted to keep warm. Lots of things you can do.
It looks like he's about to do some graphic design. Like he's booting up, he's booting up Illustrator, working on a new Astralis logo.
Oh dear.
Getting one of those, what are they called, exercise balls to sit on. And
That's the one.
He's full creative cliche.
Worrying about his posture.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I did.
Nice. Fashion faux pas. I'm sure I've got a couple.
So I also did so like graduation in primary school. You had to wear a collared shirt. Now there was no other specifics other than it had to have a collar. And you know me, Alex. Do I like wearing collared shirts?
You're not a fan.
Do I like wearing suits and all that jazzy stuff?
Not your jam.
So going to our primary school graduation, we're talking about 12-year-old kids. I rocked up in a polo shirt.
Yeah.
It's got a collar.
Gangster review.
You know what? They legitimately told me I was not allowed in. I left. I don't care. Well, you want me to come to your little parade, dress on up, and you can give me an award for finishing primary school?
Mate.
How about you do your job better and I actually learn how to spell things and do some maths?
Oh, yeah. Well, we had mufti days, we called them, where you'd have to bring in a quid.
Was that for trousers?
No, you could wear your own clothes and it was for charity.
Sure. We didn't have a creative name. Ours was free dress days.
Free dress days. Very, very on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember those, and I remember, because I was, believe it or not, Chad, you know me very well. I wasn't that much dissimilar to how I was back then in terms of my organizational skills and leaving on time. So, you know, often I'd be the kid that comes to my mum as she's woken me up going, oh, like I've just had a panic.
I know the
feeling. I'm doing cooking. We're making a pasta salad today, Mum, you know. And suddenly she's rifling through the cupboard. Like, do you have anything that can make a pasta salad? I need a cream of, you know, like all this absurd.
Sure.
And so we're spinning off down the road and going past our bus stop, missing the bus.
Okay.
Running to like a Tesco Express, grabbing the ingredients for a pasta salad, and then trying to cut off the bus stop, like go to the next.
For the bus?
It's a 30-minute drive to my school.
Oh.
There was like one bus stop in
Mission
in
Impossible.
the last village. So,
okay.
And I run up, I get on the bus, I've got my pasta salad, my mum's off to work, and everyone's in casual clothes.
You're in your uniform.
I'm in my full uniform, tie, shirts, sweater. And it was just a perfect culmination of my negligence and ignorance.
But you obviously stuck out like a sore thumb all day. Did you take the tie off?
Nah, I'm running around my PE kit.
Okay, well at least you dressed it down a little bit.
Soles.
You dressed it down a little bit.
Yeah, it was pretty comfortable actually.
All right, what else happened in my childhood? There's a place called Rottnest Island. You probably hear about me talk about that all the time, Alex.
That's where the dog swamp.
That's where the quackers are. The quackers, the cutest animal to ever exist. You guys can Google that. Is a Quokka. That's a quokka. Anyway, it's got nothing.
Adorable.
It's got nothing to do with the quackers. I was telling it the other day. I can do it, and I had some little canoes, and it was a bit rainy out there, and we paddled on out, and there was a boat which was it was like a dinghy. And that boat was full with water. So me and my friend Simon, we bowed the boat out because it was legitimately sinking. And then we tied it to the back of our canoes and we paddled it all the way back into shore. And we got there and I told my granddad, oh, look, we got a new boat. This one was sinking. We saved it. It's ours. And he scowled at us and quickly told us that that's not our boat and then we better bloody quickly return it. So that was a fun day on the sea with Simon.
Did Simon play Simon Says?
He wasn't very good at Simon Says. Didn't say a lot, old Simon.
Oh, I'm going to check the tweets.
Oh, yeah. That's always a place of gold.
Looked it up. It was Epic Land 9. Oh, no, that wasn't the one where I got beaten up, Dennis.
Oh. What? Was there like some kind of report?
Well, he just tried to find, I was casting with Quad V, with D-Man.
Quad V.
Yeah, Machine and Pansy.
Wow. We had
SEO, Manager of Complexity was the admin at the time.
Yeah, that is wild how we could go back and we could actually detail like different esports people we've come across in our paths. Like, for example, I don't know if you guys know who DJ Wheat is. He works for Twitch now. He used to be a commentator of the Championship Gaming Series back in 2008 when I was first a professional Source player.
Oh, sorry, I missed the first part of Dennis's tweet.
Oh.
There was a gypsy wedding happening at that one. I remember that now.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really, really like beautiful large dresses, all just right next to loads of gamer boys playing and fragging out.
That's quite the mix.
It was.
Who else was there? Do you guys, know Fatality? You know Fatality.
I had his headset, mate. 30 quid from WH Smith.
He was there as well back in the CGS days. He was one of those people. I'm trying to think. Maybe there's some other names.
Dude, Stuart Tosspot Saw.
Yeah.
Big love to him. I still think he was one of the most naturally gifted casters.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
This is sensational.
So it's like every fiber of my being wants to be able to pull one of those out.
Anything as good as that.
Anything as good as that.
Yeah. He nailed it. I
can still, like, off the top of my head, there's a clip from one of his casts way back in the Pro Mod days, and I can still do it word for word about Revolutes. If ever there was a moment, it was right there from Revolts. Can you believe it? And
wow.
It was literally a 1v4, and he just knocks him off the bomb like a tap. He had no frags. Like, he had 0 frag, but he just saved like 1 match point.
That's beautiful.
Spot. Like, the fact that was like, what, 20 years ago, and he's still... Well, it wasn't 20 years ago. Alex, you're not that old.
Well, it's getting close, but it's getting close. Like, I know you like, obviously, Joe Miller, obviously used to listen to him a lot when I was watching the Counter-Strike, you know, 1.6. But the thing with a lot of these people is when I was a kid in Australia, I thought everybody was just heaps older than me. They're not. They're not. No. Like, I was pretty much everybody's, like... yeah, so we used to watch, this is to do with Freiburg, we used to watch, guys, no joke, no word of a lie, we used to watch Counter-Strike matches internationally on a scoreboard on a program called MIRC or Merc, depends on where you came from, how you call it, Enter the Game, Game Surge, a bunch of different servers, right? It's basically what Twitter and, you know, Discord is probably a better example of what all of these things have become today. But we would sit there in like 4 o'clock in the morning watching our national representatives playing on a scoreboard, having the rounds updated. Like, yeah, we would, you'd have to sync it on Winamp, right? If you wanted to listen to some of the casters and stuff. Like, it's not like all these things used to have HLTV IPs, for example. So yeah, it's really come a very long way.
Someone in the chat's asking, casters, can you give me the lottery numbers for tomorrow? Give me 6 numbers. So Chad, do you want to give him 3?
Sure. We'll go an easy one. We'll go with my birth date, 24.
24. All right, I'm going to go for 69.
Okay. Well, hilarious.
Throw in a couple more.
Let's whack in a... I'm a bit... I like the number 5.
Yeah, you know what? I like the number 5 too.
Okay.
There you go. And if you win, let us know. We want a 10% cut.
A 10% cut?
Yeah.
Only 10%? 10% each?
Obviously.
Okay, all right. We got to iron that out. This is obviously a verbal contract.
Yeah, and they're legally binding, I heard.
Now, guys, I just want to make this clear just so people at home aren't thinking we're deciding we're being forced to sit here. We're deciding to do this, right? We can go to a break. We could have gone to a break a long time ago. But Alex and I are sitting here. We have to wait like you guys, and this is keeping us awake, right? It's keeping us active. So we want to do this. Now, years ago, our friend Yanko, I'm sure, is listening now. We used to do this, Phil, for fun. We used to do, remember Epicenter? Remember the ice hockey locker room in Russia? Alex, myself, and Yanko would sit there for hours on end just doing this because we had, back then it was Russian producers. We couldn't speak the language. They couldn't give us a lot of information. I think they had to pull somebody in from a whole different department of the company just to be able to translate things to us, right? So this here is just where you kind of cut your teeth, I suppose. And hopefully some of you are enjoying this.
Yeah, and I understand as well why it might be like, it doesn't make sense why this is such an extended issue, but I imagine that the entire admin team also are having the same.
Oh, for sure.
You know, this
like, compounds.
Like, make no mistake, that there is many times this happens and we go, oh, quick technical timeout, and they literally rip out the SSD, plug in a new one, throw in a copy of the player's config, and bang, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, you're playing.
Yeah.
So clearly we've done steps A, B, C, and D. We're looking for E at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, this is.
So am I on Sunday.
We might need to fly someone in, right, to get this one fixed at this point here. But look, we all are hoping and praying this gets sorted ASAP. We can't speculate. We don't know. Not technical wizards by any means. Far from it, if anything.
Epicenter, man. Yeah, those stage designs were absolutely out of this world.
Weren't they just?
Never seen. I don't know if people will remember this. I bet you could find it on YouTube or something. But they did like a. It was a full coordinated Counter-Strike reenactment in real life.
Yes. It was like a theatrical show.
People are coming down on ropes. That was when Rez was really good. Or he just joined NIP before Oakland. It was just before Oakland.
Sure, I'm with you.
Why do I remember that? Yeah, it was nuts. They did like full like gunplay. They're like climbing up buildings, doing backflips. That was nuts, man. I'm very interested to see if PGL whips out any like something exciting.
It'd be interesting to see. Let's have a little bit of a look here. Oh, Trace wants the taser to be adjusted in game, so you can incapacitate an opponent, then hold them in place. That's the tether gun, Trace. Stop it, Trace. Stop it. Stunner now, trying to be funny from the other side of the world. Sorry, Paula, speak up. Okay, well, it's a plane ride away. All right, so for me, that's quite the distance.
Someone relating to my disorganized Mufti Day shout out. Mufti Day. I completely forgot that existed, bro.
Interesting term.
Yeah, I don't know why. It does sound funny, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would like to know where that's originated
I've
from.
typed in Mufti. It's no, not that. It's something in Islam as well. But
Okay. I'm sure, like, it probably, like, it's a niche thing, you know.
Was it?
These things get, like, picked
Casual
up.
day, free dress day.
There you go. Free dress day.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The other day, when we were walking through the old town, right, I pointed in the window. I said, that's one big chocolate crackle. And you're like, what? Right? Well, you guys all know Cocoa Pops. Maybe you call them something different. Or Rice Krispies. Yeah, we call them, when you make them and with the cocoa and stuff, we call them chocolate crackles.
Well, I can still name all three of the characters on the front of the box.
Okay.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Nailed it.
Sorry, let me do it onomatopoeically. Snap. Onomatopoeically.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Crackle. Okay, that's not one.
I like that you
I was trying to
tried.
crackle
It was quite difficult. Yeah, but you've picked
Pop is an onomatopoeia.
You've picked a very difficult one to do. You've picked a difficult one.
That was a good
to do.
one. Did you not appreciate that?
No, I did. I am appreciating
Acknowledge
it. I'm looking on the internet
Okay,
here for some form of stimulation that's going to help us on out here. We were talking the other day when we were talking about the nades being dropped. Someone had the remark. I don't know who it was. I think it was on the internet about the chickens being used as couriers to get the nades going around.
Yeah, a funny idea.
Yeah, it's funny, right? If someone could make a game mode with that, that could be cool. We could maybe see like who are they got, like War Owl and stuff. They do those kind of fun videos, right? Could be
I watched
cool.
the one where he was stopping time. I didn't know. Like, it was really annoying me. I couldn't work out how he was doing it and if it was effective just for him. No, it had to be everyone. Okay, never mind. So he was just slowing down game speed.
Yeah.
He gave himself like bullet time so he could control when he slowed down.
Oh, okay.
It was funny.
There was a game like that existed once upon a time in FPS. That is about 20 years ago. Quite seriously, about 20 years ago. I don't remember the exact name.
Oh, it was like Super Hot. As in, you ever play Super Hot?
No.
That's a really cool game. Worth playing as well. You could probably complete it before we get back into game. It's a quick one.
Yeah.
If you've got £8 to spare, super hot, super cool. Basically, time only moves when you do.
I want to know what people at home are doing right now during this. Right? Are you watching something else on the side? Send me and Alex a picture. Tag us. Are you maybe you're out. Someone said they were shopping. Right? Listening to us as a bit more of a podcast. Right? What are you doing? How are you keeping yourself entertained during all of this? And once again, thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for sitting idly by. What do you this can be a fun one. I know we've spoken about this a bit, but obviously the new short matchmaking games.
Yeah, legit has like reinvigorated my passion for casual playing.
Launders is loving it too, right? I see him tweeting about it. Obviously him, Maui, Snake, and Scrawny, they're over there doing the whole Kiev thing with WePlay for the Academy League. Quite cool, and they've been playing a lot of that as well. And it's just it's a fun experience, right? Because you're in, it's got the competitive rule set, but obviously not as many rounds. I know people are talking about tweaking the economy, this, that, and the other. I just think it's a good bit of fun, right? I think it's like the Counter-Strike equivalent of ARAMs from League of Legends,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
And a lot of people these days don't have 45 minutes to an hour to sink in, right? This way you can maybe get a couple more in, you feel accomplished.
Especially because, you know, Counter-Strike, as with all multiplayer games, hinges so heavily on your enjoyment, hinges so heavily on your teammates.
Sure, yeah,
and when you're not available to play with a 5-stack, like, just like an ARAM, in a short MM, it's over before you really have time to feel like you've wasted, a full hour of your...
Sure.
Most people probably get on average, if you're working 9 to 5 shifts, sleeping 8 hours, you probably get like, what, 2-3 hours of free time outside of responsibilities. So you get, what, 2 games?
That's it. And maybe a guy leaves in the first 3 rounds and you're 4v5 for the whole thing because now we don't get the bots.
I think that's legit really good for the Counter-Strike scene.
It'd be interesting, and I know that Valve probably aren't listening, maybe we can get it from them in the future, just to see how many people are really playing like that just compared to regular matchmaking or the premium queues and that kind of stuff, because I think it's actually going to bring a lot of people back to it's just an option, right? I know some people are like, oh, but it's not count. Well, it's just an option, right? So the fact that we can have more options, different game modes, I know a lot of people don't like Danger Zone, for example. I like it. I think it's a bit of fun. Having more options within our game is great fun. We are still testing, so if you see Han running around the server and shooting things, still just trying to work on fixing this issue. Oh, some people are tweeting they're playing some pugs. Yeah, some people are just genuinely watching the stream. We got someone here in school. So I hope that you're paying attention and you're doing what you need to do. Something to do with marketing criteria? No, marking criteria, not marketing. Okay, never mind. Trying to find out the loopholes there, I suppose. Liam, he's just baked a nice fresh baguette. He's got some chicken breast, lightly seasoned with salt and pepper in the oven, getting ready to go. That sounds delicious, actually.
I wish I had the opportunity. Actually, well, we do get the opportunity to cook for ourselves when we're truly looked after at the ESL Pro League stuff.
Yeah.
Like a little hob.
That's great over there, isn't it? Yeah, they spoil the hell out of us. I get a beautiful car every time to drive myself and Alex to the studio every day. Tournament PCs.
Oh, yes. Oh, I've got a question in the chat. What are they saying? You should... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, okay. I know it can be. I know it can be tempting.
Just degenerates.
It can be tempting. No, they're trying to get a reaction, so they're getting their way.
You got it. Congrats.
What else we got here? Some people are cooking right now.
Why have I been sitting for a
do
full
some
hour?
stretching. Stand up a little bit.
I'm gonna do some cat-cow.
Benny's playing.
Don't look at me, Chad.
I'm not looking. Benny's playing some wingman with a friend. Good stuff. Benny.
What's your favorite Twitch emote? He says it on his hands and knees
as he lays on the ground. I don't know. I don't really use the Twitch chat. I've only recently really got into appreciating it.
You know, I have a sub button. I haven't streamed in about 6 years.
But I remember you were streaming like when you throw it on, you're playing World of Warcraft. You're doing some dungeons or something, right?
Right. Yeah. But I have got an emote of me flashing my nipples.
You would actually be surprised how many people come in when I'm streaming and go, "Does Machine stream?" There's quite a lot of people. It's a regular question that I get.
I suppose I do have the opportunity because you do too. Like with the when they give us PCs in our room.
Yeah,
I don't want to play like maybe the short MM kind of solves that mystery.
Yeah.
I could play it with viewers and then post clips.
Yeah, the thing is, you want to go and have a bit of fun with it, right? Like when I go and I play it, it gets a bit serious.
Yeah, I could do like the prop hunt stuff. That was fun.
That's true. There's all those fun game modes. There's lots
What was the one with the death run? I used to love a bit of death. My movement sucks, but
there's so many cool modes in there.
I did enjoy that.
I'm not good at surfing or KZ. That's not something that's at the top of. Once you get old, guys. So when I was playing back as a teenager in Australia, and I noticed the players starting to age out in Australia, right, in 1.6 or Source. The first thing I noticed to go wasn't their aim; it was their movement. Right, they started to look really sluggish. They started to look like a tank rolling around the map instead of like an agile
gazelle.
Yeah, so that's one of the first. Maybe I should keep that up. Keep working on that because I know Forrest is a guy who loves surfing. Right, he liked that movement side of things in Counter-Strike, and he's still fragging away like a bit of a demon.
I'd like I'd take a little straw poll.
Straw poll?
Yeah, like I mean, you can see the screen.
Okay.
What do you think is everyone's favorite? Like genuine from a graphic design standpoint, not your favorite team. The best CS team logo.
The best logo. All right. Well, people in Twitch chat right now, we're going to rely on you.
Yeah, we're going to use the majority rule here. Now,
best logo.
I've got because I'm looking at the screen behind us, right? I saw Envy's and I was like, you know what? I always thought that was kind of legit.
Yeah, it's a cool logo.
The org's a bit funny, but I like the logo.
Can't detract from the logo. That's true.
G2, I do like what they've done with the samurai.
Yeah, but I do get upset when Lothar tells me to iron my bloody shirt.
Yeah, well.
Those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
I'm not going to throw any at his house.
We're catching up still. We're catching up still. We're getting there. We are getting there. The Spirit logo is cool.
It is. And they've got a new merch line that's pretty sick, actually.
Yeah. Oh, Lucky, this is not a plug for Astralis, by the way. I'm not trying to sell their merch. He had a cool hoodie on. I asked him the other day if it was just for them or if they're selling it. So they had a really, it's the one that it's Astralis, and then it's like it fades away on the back of the hoodie. I thought it was cool.
To make some cool clothes.
That was all stalled out, didn't it?
Oh, dude, I had so many ideas and so many chances.
But you're doing some other things to keep yourself busy now, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
You go around the city with your that little camera that you got. You want to tell everybody at home about the little camera you got?
Well, I really recommend it because I was, always felt like I always feel like the like your creative pursuits. It always felt like I just didn't know enough or I wasn't like talented enough to do anything. But like everyone should just pursue what you're as a pastime. If there's something you think is cool, just do a little bit of research and have a go. What?
So right now, let me just read this. We've got a DM from the big man himself.
What? Not CSGO?
CSGO has just sent Machine and myself a DM. No, legitimately, this is...
Does it say cast a stop talk?
No, imagine. Okay, it says... I want to make sure I read it. I know that CSGO aren't going to send me down the drain here with this one, but I want to read it.
It might be private information, Chad. Source 2 confirmed?
No.
Oh. Parler's still here.
All right, I'm just going to read it out. Screw it. If you could only have one for the rest of your life and not the other, which are you choosing? Hot chocolate or chocolate milk? The properties of the drinks cannot change. If it's hot chocolate, it's always hot. If it's chocolate milk, it's always cold. Which are you choosing? I know which one I'm choosing.
Can I read it? Because that was a whole thing.
Yeah, read it out to the viewer. Maybe you'll do a better job than I did.
If you could only have one of the rest, if you could only have one for the rest of your life and not the other, which are you choosing? Hot chocolate or chocolate milk? The properties of the drinks cannot change. If it's hot chocolate, it's always hot. If it's chocolate milk, dude, always cold chocolate milk.
Well, no,
that sounds lovely.
You think so?
Do you not think ice cold milk is like premium real estate?
Because what happens for me is with hot chocolate, I think of like a hot chocolate with a marshmallow in it. I think of when I'm in a nice European country as an Australian, it's a bit exotic to me, and I'm getting a hot chocolate, and they're always a bit nicer over here. They're in Australia, a hot chocolate, I don't want it. If I'm in Europe, I'll have a hot chocolate.
Hot chocky.
Can I pick which part of the world I'm in? Does that go with it?
Is there a geographical
restriction? That'd be good to know. But yeah, thank you. What's their at again?
That's at csgo.
Okay, at csgo. Thanks for reaching out. We really appreciate your question.
It's nice to know they're watching.
Yeah, it is.
The break.
I can't. That's legit, guys. I'm not making this up. I wish I was.
Wait, oh my god! It says USP on the back. I never knew that. Go back to that skin. Oh, I'm looking on the stream. That was about a minute ago.
Oh.
Excuse me. One of the USPs actually says USP on it.
Okay, so cool. They've yeah. All right. Well, we answered.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I think. So you're going chocolate milk.
Yeah, I think so. Like if I can just have like as soon as it gets slightly room temp, it's a hot chocolate day.
Okay.
But if I'm having a hot beverage, I'll take a tea or a coffee any day.
Sure. Okay. So yes, supplementary, right? I get what you're doing with that.
You can even throw a soup in there. Throw that in the thermos.
But what would you prefer to dunk in? Would you prefer to dunk in nice cold chocolate milk?
Dunk me.
Or would you prefer to be dunking into a hot chocolate?
Oh, I'm definitely dunk. Well, actually, you know what? Cold milk and a cookie.
Yeah,
Back
it does
in my day,
it does go.
It did work.
Oh, you're actually.
I'm selling you.
Over here,
I thought I might.
Because yeah, if I was going to go a hot beverage, I would prefer a coffee over anything. A flat white, that's what I'd prefer as my hot beverage of choice.
Flat white is just because all the hipsters didn't like ordering cappuccinos.
No, it's just big in Australia. Flat whites is like the go-to. Yeah, it's the go-to coffee. In Australia, a flat white is we have that more like cappuccino. What? Like it's a flat white. That's what people are going to in Oz for. And it's two shots as opposed to just the one.
Oh, someone says in the chat, can you talk about the possibility of having a big event in Portugal? Well, I can't, but I can tell you about my experience of a big event in Portugal, Lisbon for Blast.
Oh yeah,
dude, what a crowd!
They were.
Do you remember they had the Portuguese host?
Yes.
And he got them all. I was like 10,000 people jumping at the same time. That was a unique experience. That's one I'll tell my kids about.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, right? The Blast events in the arenas were always good fun, obviously. Well, we're almost getting back there, right? Blast's event is coming up soon in the arena in Copenhagen. That's always a good one. Obviously, we still have the major coming up as well. It's great that we're getting back to that. It's so weird just seeing people again. Like, look, normally Alex and I are in a studio somewhere else, but this time around we're here near the players and in a studio. But we've been able to, maybe in some of the content you've seen, we've been able to interact with the players and ask them some questions. And just the arsenal it's given us and how, you know, you feel a bit more part of it and you're learning more about these players, gives us more to talk about, seeing the personalities. It's actually been really, really refreshing. And it's been great, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the media day questions with us, like I probably did barrage them with questions, but I was just, it's such an exciting prospect to actually have the players in front of us again.
Okay, Valve have got back to us, meaning you can't heat up the chocolate milk and you can't cool down your hot chocolate. So for the rest of your life, you can only ever have cold chocolate. Yeah, we got
That's easy, man.
You have to choose one. Yeah, Alex has talked me into it. I'm gonna go with the cold chocolate milk. Cold chocolate milk. I'm happy with that.
Delicio. That was a French word I learned the other day.
Are you gonna bother going down that?
Speaking some French?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's so bloody hard to learn. Like, I picked up German okay. Like, the sentence structures are a bit weird. Sometimes they put things at the start that should be at the end, etc. But with French, every time you just sound like a pillock because every word has a gender. So you could have said a full sentence that made sense, but they'll be like, actually, a tree has a dick.
Okay, I understand. Okay, well that makes it a little bit harder.
So you have to sit, yeah.
But that's the same with like when you're in German, you're talking about a cat, right? It's die Katze or der.
Die das.
Yeah,
but das ist schwer.
Die Katze. Yeah.
Cats. Yeah, that's like pluralizing, and yeah, it's just not as, because, so for example, that's just 3 words you have to learn. In French, they change the word depending on the feminine or masculine.
Okay.
So like, I can't think of a premium example. I've just been told multiple times by French friends I'm wrong.
That's all right. Well, at least you're learning the hard way.
Yeah.
Okay, well, language is like something that I wish that I in school. This would be a fun one. Everybody at school probably learns a language. For a lot of you, it is probably English, other than your native tongue. But in Australia, at least where I was from, the language they tried to teach us in primary school and then was an option again in high school, that was Japanese. I don't remember much about it. I know that we would sing a song about a frog. I can count to 10, and orange is orangi, and pink is pinku. So yeah, it's not a language I really held on to. Maybe one I should have. My auntie is Japanese. Maybe I could have actually learned something and could have helped things out. What was the sister language you learned at school?
French.
Okay. Well, at least you have a base.
Yeah, well, I don't really know. I think I could only really say je ne comprends pas. I don't understand.
Oh.
And can I use the bathroom? But I can't even remember that now.
That's like me in Germany, right? Entschuldigung, mein Deutsch ist nicht gut.
Yeah, that's what you say every time we get in a cab.
Yeah, expressions in English.
Yeah. But like usually.
I could have I can have a basic, like I can understand, right? I understand that some of the key words and I get the context of a lot of things, but I can't reply. One time I went into a bike store, right? I lived in Germany for about a year and I had a bike that was left there for me by the previous owner of the place. Well, I guess I bought it. And well, I went into the bike store to get a pump. And I went in and I gave them that line, Entschuldigung, mein Deutsch ist nicht gut, expressions in English.
Yeah.
And he replied to me, and I didn't know exactly what he said, but the gist of it was, you just spoke to me in German. And I just walked out. Like, I was like,
are you going to be a Sasquatch about it?
I'm like, I know, like, we can work together here. Just help me a little bit. I can bring up a picture on my phone. I can point. We can go as if I'm a caveman. I can draw things. So I'd never fixed the bike. What I did was, it was on the side of the road in Zupische Straße, and I took the lock off, and that was the end of the bike.
Yeah, well, when I lived in the Netherlands, that was actually like a cultural phenomenon. People just, like, there was a city bike, or it had a name, there was a term.
Okay.
Basically, everyone, most Dutch people have had a bike stolen and stolen a bike.
Oh,
it's like
stolen a bike themselves.
Yeah, like you nick them when you're drunk and you need to get home.
Okay.
And then you leave them when you're sober and don't want to cycle.
When you're too drunk to get home.
I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. The new electric scooter craze has really opened up the freedoms for me as well. Like the fact they're all over the world now, and I can just, I'm not a driver, believe it or not, I can't drive.
Yeah, the license has eluded you.
But I just moved to Germany when I was halfway through my lessons and never looked back.
Well, our lifestyle, we don't really need a car, right? So
No.
it makes sense.
But these e-scooters, man.
You do enjoy it?
I just like, whenever I get the opportunity, I can just zip around a city, see it all, take some pics.
You ready for this?
Go on.
Do you remember when you had that boo-boo?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know when that was?
Starlight of Berlin Major 2019.
There's a throwback.
Do you know how I did it?
On a bloody e-scooter.
So to fill everyone in, it was me and an assortment of the cast of the Berlin Major. Henry G was there.
Sue there?
She wasn't racing.
She wasn't racing.
No.
She wasn't part of the speed racer gang.
No, but Henry and a couple of, I wish I could remember exactly.
We had James come to, we all went to a park, remember?
Yes, oh, that was nice. Oh, yeah, Jason was there.
Yeah,
that was
Trace was there, I think, as well.
Some Späti Bier.
Yeah.
I was about to get French. Späti Bier im dem Park. That was bad.
Wunderbar.
But yes, we did there was like a flat, like untrafficked area next to the Venti Music Hall, which is.
Oh, you were racing.
Well, the first night, before we zipped home to the hotel on our scooters, we raced, and Henry had this cheeky strat to break the speedometer, right? So you're capped at 23 km/h.
Don't do this at home, kids.
Don't do this. I do not advise you do this. But if you manually scoot while at max speed, so I'm talking at 23 kilometers an hour, you pedal.
Yeah.
You stamp on the floor. You can break it up to 26. So he beat us, creamed us.
Of course he did.
But on the way into the office the next day, I was like, I need to practice the Henry G strat.
Yeah.
I need to practice the accelerated, speed limit push. And I just slammed my ankle into what's normally covered by a rubber cap.
Yeah.
I just slammed my ankle bone straight onto the exposed spiky nut.
I think they fixed that in the new models as well. So
I keep inspecting. I check everyone I get on now, Chad.
Probably a good thing.
Had the paramedic saying, you need to go to the hospital. I'm like, I need to commentate.
But we went to the hospital, and you were fine.
We did, oh yeah.
You had some pressure bandages put on. You didn't need stitches or anything. It was all good. It was just the bandages.
Yeah, I was fine.
We sorted you out. There was while I was waiting for Alex to be seen, because we had gone to a hospital in Berlin in the middle of the night. There was a woman who was in the waiting room with her boyfriend, and she hadn't eaten. She was hungry, and she was injured in some variety, waiting to be seen as well. And I had to go get some some money, because he didn't want to leave her, so I ran off to go grab some money for her, and I came back, and they had left.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. So I tried to do a good deed.
I see a return in the chat of people saying, what the hell is happening? Because, you know what, I understand, probably been...
He's back in.
Yeah, but he's been in like 17 times, bro.
But look, this didn't happen before. They're restoring the round. They're restoring the round. Maybe it's happening. Everybody.
Okay, can we all, I know we're not going to hear each other, but can all of us actually, when this starts, have a little round of applause? Because we're going to get crowd soon.
Yeah.
But like, let's get a feel for it. Parler, if you wouldn't mind playing along when that happens.
In your bedrooms.
Yeah, in your bedroom. You know, your friends, your roommates might, oh my God.
Bubsky just said dot ready. Bubsky did just say
but
dot
Fiend
ready.
have to say dot ready too.
Oh my God, Bubble just said dot ready. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the moment that you've all been waiting for. It is about to grace us. Both teams, Fiend and Astralis, have said they are ready.
We're just waiting for the admin. Imagine if his PC breaks now.
The admin is ready as well.
No!
And guess what? We don't have to wait for production because we've been live the whole time.
Ladies and gentlemen!
It's happening!
Okay! Thank you so much for staying with us. It only took us an hour and a half.
Can I catch them up to speed?
Yeah, Chad, what on earth has happened so far here on Inferno?
Well, we had a whole map of Nuke. Astralis won that. Now we're on Inferno. Astralis won the pistol. Then Fiend bounced back with a 4-spy, and that is why we are in the 4-spy wars, round number 3. Let's get this one going.
Forgotten how to commentate.
Ooh-wee.
To Rome.
Built in a day.
Yeah, let's see if Fiend can extend play. Short poem by Alex, age 28. Deagles for the Danes.
Okay, well.
They've got the smoke defense, right? So this is where if Fiend do rest on their laurels, especially considering the damage they've already taken, Chad, if they rot that clock down to the 40-30 mark, they could find themselves running through smoke grenades into Deagles.
Oh, yes, indeed. That is normally the biggest factor here. So a minute 10, if they start to get a move on and execute B now, not so many problems, but they're going to get denied at this door. You can see Bubsky lining something up here. Re-smoking. That's going to buy them till roughly 40 seconds of play. But he's been left alone right now, Zip, and he has one more smoke in his hands. He can throw a good one there from the back of the site. Bubsky with a flash in his hand as well, and they're actually getting closer here. We know the Deagle doesn't do as much damage. That one's dropped. We're going to be seeing below the 30-second mark now. Magis looking like he wants to gamble. He's coming over too. They're out of smokes for the defense. It will be the B finish.
All right. Zip up close. A 3-man defense. Here comes the util, starting to sail through. They will have established the boost in time. Magis Ganti. Zip, he's not Molotov. Oh, he is. It spreads. Forced to take a fight. Swinging out towards the pillar. He's yet to go down. No blood yet drawn. Now Zipex falls. And Red Star needs another. Can't quite track him in the smoke. Issues for Magis. The last bullet out of Victor's spray connects. They bomb. Can't be contested now. Bubsky's given it a good shot and actually nearly finished off Bubble long range.
Yeah, good spam, but I think this one could be done right now. You can see right now dupreeh hasn't rotated over to help his team at all. He's on the balcony over towards that A site, and Bubsky, lucky well they're going to join him. So the 4-spy wars, they've been one on out, but Astralis may as well keep what they have a double dip with it in the next round of play. And finally, we've had the 3rd round of Counter-Strike here in map number 2 concluded.
Yeah, if anyone's concerned or confused about the average damage per round, I think we can all assume and understand why that's going to be a bit skew-whiff.
Yeah.
ADR is going to be bowed because they just spent an hour shooting each other while we waited to resolve that tech issue. I'm sure we can remove it from there. Oh, it's already gone.
Yeah, beautiful.
Wow, I didn't even finish my sentence. There you go.
Rush is listening. He's always there. But thank you to everybody for sitting by. It was obviously a long one, and now we can focus in on the game here. So, Fiend, this is their map choice, and we'll set the context again just in case you forgot. I could understand why. If Fiend win here today, it'll have to be the 2 maps straight now to convert this best of 3. But that would secure them for the major. It would lock them in. Yeah, for Astralis, they are vying for a Legends position. So they want to continue through this upper bracket. Well, not upper bracket. The playoff bracket. So they want to win as well here. Both teams with a lot to play for. The legend status, it is big. Does mean a lot. And, well, Lucky with some warning shots of his Deagle. Nades following his footsteps, but they've been able to dodge those. And this should just be an easy round for Fiend again. If they want to execute B, no dramas. It'll be similar to what we previously saw, unless Lucky goes massive.
Oof, that damage is massive. Swallows the grenade. Shrapnel to the liver. Looking to chop up Bubble here. The timing on his peak was everything. Just shy of the head, so space to be taken. boost to be pre-fired, and yeah, Red Star caught a glimpse of that as well. One back, straight through the smoke is Zip, contributes a little.
All right, well, Bob's going to go down, and 40 seconds thrust onto the clock. Now Astralis can hang around and try and do a little bit more damage, or see if they can walk away with an AK. Zip with the second. 6 HP plus the 30 of Bubsky, so operating with very little here. Fiend just trying not to hemorrhage anything else, but they will be converting their third. No kit, no chance for the defuse, and the kills are just going to get mopped up. There we have it, Han and Victor. They'll seal the deal. And now it's about refocusing, getting back to the task at hand. Astralis getting into the buy rounds are going to be having M4s, 4 of which, and 1 FAMAS. No kits are being purchased here, so that may be a little bit of a drama if we get into a post-plant scenario. AK's out for everybody on Fiend, so no dramas in their buy department whatsoever. But this is where we get into the early stages of this. Are we going to see 3-man banana leans? Are we going to see nades left over? Are we going to see stacks towards porch side? The Astralis CT defense, a lot riding on this right now as we have the deep mid smoke out from Astralis as their opening move.
Yeah, ballsy from dupreeh going for that late nade. Actually lands perfectly into the tunnel. No one available. Catch some flak.
Now, this is just the standard hold out of Astralis here, and, well, the standard default from Fiend. They're going to work on that banana control late. Once the CT smoke subside, they're also getting pulls and boiler. And to have that early is great. It applies a lot of pressure towards this A defense. You can see Lucky on the arch side. He's the only man really contesting mid. Magisk is putting some warning shots through from the balcony. And they also have dupreeh over towards the bomb site. Passive on both fronts here, Astralis. No banana information and very little mid information now that Lucky's been smoked off.
Pressure up this long side. It's Lucky's responsibility. Smoke will be fading shortly. Now, I suspect there's more to come from that respect. Bubble's just containing at this point. He's just playing a jiggle flash defense. The smoke will lock him off. He'll be forced to make a decision. And actually, his decision is to stand and fight. They're going to boost. Nuts! Oh, spotted out. Bubble already draws first blood. 30 seconds, Chad. They're going to wrap. Zipek's pull to address Bubble. And if he just bides his time here, it's a one-man defensive B. Looking great for Fiend for the fourth. That's the find. Bubble contributing heavily. Only Bobsky on the side. A single FAMAS frag will not cut the mustard.
There'll be a save here.
And that's the end of that. 4 already flying out of the gates after that long technical break. And they're building a nice nest egg of cash as well, keeping their bodies alive in these conversions. You've only seen, what, minimal frags from the Astralis members. Obviously the pistol frags, but bar that, we've seen them die just twice over these last 2 rounds.
That was pretty simple as well right there. So that divider smoke that they've thrown over towards Arch, I want to talk about the importance of that. Oh, hold up. The importance of this is everything right now. Dreamer on the chase has taken down Magisk, and Lucky's in a similar position. Dreamer is coming to clear this. You want to take these rifles away. It's going to make the next round easier, but Dreamer doesn't want to push the issue further. Thinks that Lucky may be hiding elsewhere. But that arch smoke we just saw that Astralis tried to boost over, the reason that's a good smoke is because if your defender is playing from Moto or Library, he then has to go back to CT spawn. There can be a timing where maybe you can creep across, but it also draws him further away from the A site. You can see here Bubble catching that boost. So a nice little attempt from Astralis to deal with that, but not being able to get what they were looking for there. Yeah, so this is where Astralis, with the max loss bonus coming into play in the next round, can go for a half buy, right? They can spend down roughly to about that 2K mark. You know you're going to get the 3,400 in the next round to play. So as long as you have enough to buy, yeah, that's the golden rule.
It may seem like yesterday, but on Nuke, we saw Astralis converting a couple of these.
It was a couple of hours ago.
It was. Bubbles catches some heavy flak there, and 2 nades to his thigh, responsible for the entirety of this B site. And in the meantime, you have a little apartments project, Dreamer and Red Star looking at a potential investment.
Well, they've already been able to deal with these lighter rounds. Now, these are the type of your Fiend that you have to convert, right? You can't be dropping one like this and, well, you need to get that nade out of your hands if you're Red Star. There it is. In case anybody's close on the boost, just wanting to do some flak damage. If you can handle these and you can keep these rounds neat and tidy, that's great. These are the ones that you have to lock on in, because then when we get to the gun rounds it's more contested, you've already got 5 rounds in the bloody bank.
Bingo. And they've also already managed to draw all of the utility out of them, just through presence alone. Zipek's fell under threat, drops his smoke, buys time. Rotates on its way through Speedway. Victor will have heard that. And the util drop. This is the good final commit, though. They've got one single flash remaining. Lucky, though, still catching one. Issues. Lucky promising another. The smoke, he's ahead of it. They did throw a deep CT smoke, and now there's still bodies on the site. Bubsky looking to ruin everything. Doesn't quite disrupt enough. 20 seconds. They're all at the back of the site. The rotates in.
Someone has to plant.
Yeah, do need to be getting that bomb down, Chad. Dreamer's already had a chunk taken out of him. Lucky can contribute even heavily. Go on, he's pushing. Oh, and they've denied the bomb. It's fallen apart at the seams for Fiend. 9 seconds only. Han, he's gone. And Astralis with nothing. A light buy. Mag 7, absent Kevlar, post their second.
Look what they have right now. 4 AKs. They just picked up 4 AKs out of that.
Where's the smoke?
Oh, it's so late. And Lucky, the second one straight on through. It looks good, doesn't it?
There was a gap. Yeah, the no smoke icon, but the first he did catch it pre-pop. Big contributions from the Astralis rookie.
Oh, dearie me. I cannot believe how tasty that Astralis buy looks now. And the fact that that was on the partial, right? So they get a lot of money to spend. They're going to get all their nades. The kits are there, the armor as well. They have to convert a consecutive here to even start breaking Fiend, but that's a good one to win. And I was just talking about how important that round is going to be for the Bulgarians, because you're not going to get too many opportunities with Astralis on the back foot. So you need to make sure that you can take them when you can. And while both teams will equip the AWP, one for Han, one for Lucky, everybody has an AK in the server other than that. You don't see this very often, guys. Let me tell you that much. And we see the deep mid smoke being thrown again from Astralis. It's a 4-man B lean early.
What are they up to? Magisk spots out by Han, but unable to connect. Everyone has just put a magazine into that smoke. Very sus of that aggressive mid smoke. I mean, you can get aggressive maneuvers through it, flashing through it, etc., but chilling their beans.
I think Astralis have liked with that smoke to do those deep mid nades, right, to get the AWPers and the little chicken pit players. But here we go again. Now they've taken territory, and Lucky, Red Star is just on the other side of that doorway.
Likely a little shaken from that round. That felt like a must win or a likely win. Smokes are deployed. Looks like it'll be a short-side advance here, Chad. So Lucky's about to get some action. And that'll do for him. Actually, wow, sticking a ground round. He does have that molly burning to buy time. And actually, dupreeh wants to re-aggress on this. A flash and confirmation. Red Star booked on the brackets.
Beautiful.
They take the space right back from them in a smoke for good measure. What do you do now, Chad?
This is huge.
Where do you go?
They have to go back towards B here. They can either try and flash and pop on through that. They are. They're going to fight. They're fighting mid.
Oh, and he's ready. dupreeh plays anti-flash. So much damage inflicted. Victor and Han have to be careful. The CT Incendiary buying more time. Oh, and they're running out of time, but not players. Bubsky falls on his aggress. They are going to pivot. zywoo is sprinting out, puts on his running shoes.
It's a good fight for Han with the AWP.
If he goes Coffin's side, he might just be able to deny the plant. It's a question of who they bodyguard and where they choose to hold. Lucky holding the line. 8 seconds. Victor does get across, but zywoo is there, and this is a big denial. Astralis will take it. And a beautiful sequence of the defense.
Beautiful mid-round move, right? It was the molly that they had thrown, right, to lock off mid, right? It meant that the top player was isolated. Normally what you see, right, is a more Fnatic-esque style where they would throw the smoke top mid from pit and then retake. But that molly completely denies any support that's possible. So a great move from Astralis to take back the mid control against the default here and setting themselves up for success. It gets flustered. Fiend do their best, and they use their second timeout here already. But that's great. Now Astralis with 2 consecutive rounds right now. They bounce back from this, and it is probably going to take some time for both of these teams to completely wake up and get back into the swing of things.
Speaking of...
drink some water, guys.
Yeah. Hydro homies, pay attention. Bet you haven't quite been thinking about it. It's easy to forget.
There was enough money to go for another buy here, so we will see 4 AKs coming out once more on the T side of things, and it will just be Red Star with the dirty dig in his hand. Util not shabby either. Looking good in the smokes and flash department. Be a couple of Molotovs littered across.
Nothing like some room temperature water.
I feel good. I have issues with my teeth, so room temperature water is my go-to.
Apparently we're supposed to do that if we're talking as well, but I just love a crispy ice cold. I want like the little chunks of glassy ice in my drink. That's the badger. 3 up, second mid. Let's see if they can have some more pace to this, Chad. I suspect that the clock's been getting the better of them. They do want to like just prove to themselves that they can find an entry within that first 40, 50-second window. So we are going to see if they can shape that up. Victor's dispatched to join the pack of the apartments. A passive hold of Banana for now, not investing anything into it. And speaking of investing, their utility, it's rather light. You've got the smokes required. You'll have your Moto, your Arch, wherever they desire. And it is coming quick. Thick, fast, 3 on site. Magisk in pit. This is where he does all of his best work on Inferno. And that'll be enough of a deterrent. Long, lucky.
Oh, completely blind.
White screen, doesn't matter. Tucked in now. The loss of Bubsky may lead them back to B. Victor considering a wrap.
They have to push mid. Astralis have to take top mid control back here. If they don't move now, it's all on Zip. He's stranded.
Oh, man. Good call here. They got so much time to work it out. Astralis miles away from aiding him. And Victor's going to have the whole rotate down. They'll have to go Banana.
I think Zip's going to give them the sight and play retake here. This is really his only choice. Right, there's no nades, but they're walking in.
Oh, what an angle. Working with nothing. They'll have to hunt him. Get that bomb down, Red Star. Bomb to be planted. 3 from Banana. Zip kicking. And now a man advantage for Astralis. They're making this one threatening. Quick to boost up. A quick shot out of Lucky and falling apart here for Fiend. Crossfire's good. What's he up to? Han goes and takes the fight on his own, and now Red Star has to handle 4 Danes barreling towards him. And that's the end of that.
Beautiful. Again, a great reaction. Again, within the mid-round. That shot is huge, right? But Astralis, they've identified the problem and they solved it quickly. That right there is the highlight to me, because Fiend, they're really punishing this Arch side. That's not the first time we've seen them put pressure on that side of the map. They're able to deal with these rotations of Astralis very well. But there are solutions to this puzzle, right? And I'm kind of blown away that Astralis have been... I know it's Astralis, right? But still, they haven't hesitated in the way that they wanted to solve these problems either time. And it's worked brilliantly in both scenarios here. So that's rattled Fiend now.
It looks so dire.
Yeah, but that's the only way back in.
That's the only way back in. Play retake and plays it well.
See, there could be a problem, right? If somebody stayed mid to stop that push, that's the difference maker, right? But the Fiend, with the numbers and no utility, had to go in. But they've already broken them. So 4-4. It's going to be a light buy, some digs, P250 a scout, and Astralis, now they want to keep one clean here. We spoke about Fiend needing to convert before. This is one that Astralis can't let slip if they want to get it done in 2. And obviously by the time this finishes, it's probably going to feel like a best of 5. Dreamer won't test his luck there.
G2 ENCE as well to be looking forward to.
Well, lucky ENCE play quite fast Counter-Strike. They might be able to catch us up. Dreamer's on his lonesome here. You can see he's the furthest forward of the pack. It's back towards the B site. They're going to turn their attention. And Bubsky, more like Bravesky.
Yeah, and that's the bomb leading the charge. Bubbles delivered it. And now utility can be dumped. Oh, he's only got 8 bullets.
Burning.
He's burnt a little. Careful now. Respect the half wall. Bubsky doesn't need any more bullets. A backflip from Han, and that's the finish. Silence, sure, but loud in the feed. We see Bubsky posting 4 in the single magazine. Style points for him. Astralis post their 5th, and that is 4 on the trot, Chadney.
Nice stuff here. So changing the traffic here, bit of changing of the guard in this second map. Interested to see now the guns come back out if the pressure point continues to be that arch side of middle. Right, clearly able to identify, yep, Bubsky goes down, he's a B defender, let's slink on through. Can there be a change up? And there's the man on your screen right there, Bubble. What's he going to call? What does he think the solution is? Because Han will get his AWP again. This time some more aggressive util down. You can see that CT molly just going to slow down any more aggressive maneuvers. Nice nade from, yeah, Bubsky there. That one's to deal with the close cubby, but it was actually the one deep down mid as virtue of this smoke that has done a chunk damage right now. And Magisk, what are you doing?
He's pipping a gap.
This is nuts.
Pipping a gap. Red Star does react in time. Okay, man advantage. They are the walking wounded at this point.
Where did he think they were going to be? They can't be Banana. Bubsky's got it covered.
Yeah, good point. Are they either T-spawn or they're coming to you?
So Magic's there with a risky one, but
I think he's feeling himself. They've strung together some very impressive rounds so far, so...
This gets hard now, though, right? I know they are low on HP. Well, at least 3 of them are going to be a one-shot to the head for this M4.
Safe from the flash on that half wall. Safe from that, too. Catches Bubble looking. He had so many questions he had to answer, but he does it on his own.
Dreamer again up towards the Palmers. We've seen it once. We'll see him here again.
You can see the responsibility being ironed out here. And, oh, what a peek from Lucky, catching that Dreamer. Yeah, you're right. Fortunately, that's not the case for the remaining 3, but this man advantage short-lived.
Well, the Ants go marching in one by one. Hurrah.
Hurrah.
And now they have to go away. We have 25 seconds on the clock. And again, the Jewels, they're easy to isolate. There's nothing making Astralis feel uncomfortable here, and they're going to pick up their 6th round without any dramas whatsoever. Victor, now with only 18 seconds left on the clock. Too many to find, looking flustered on the spray.
Dupree's not going to give you a thing, and that Molotov burning a hole in his pocket. And that's about it. 6. 5 on the trot. There was a pistol, Fiend with a lovely response, and a lovely consecutive 4. But following that, it's just been one-way traffic. Good catch from Red Star, but they can't build a round out of it. Left looking a little silly. Dreamer getting caught out on the apartments as well. Just a 2-man setup is all it took for the Astralis boys here. And maybe, dare I say it, a timeout necessary just to get your head screwed on tight.
This is number 3 already. They're into their 3rd timeout right now on the T side.
Okay.
Yeah, they're into their 3rd, and we've only had 10 rounds played so far. So you want to make sure on your map pick, if you came in with a key game plan, that at least it's working. And there's the Astralis fans. There you are. Some of you got your jerseys on. Some of you got some flags, having a great old time. If you want to join the mix, IEM.GG/fancamps. Find some like-minded individuals. Talk about your favorite team.
Make friends. Play Counter-Strike with them.
Well, don't go that far. That's how you lose friends.
Yeah, you're right.
Magisk, what, mate?
What are you up to?
I think like he sat there for long enough. He's like, I don't want to wait for these slow rounds. Are these guys serious?
I think that might be the case.
I'm just going to fight them. And Dupree's like, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. We can get this done.
Oh, that's going to put him back on the defense, I think. M4 is recoverable. But what do you do with that?
Maybe inspect it. It's a good-looking skin. He does have head armor. And he could isolate one of these fights here. Now, porch side seems to be the plan.
Bubsky might have a little look here. It's a question of when he chooses to release that crouch key. Bang.
Yeah, all right. He chose at a pretty opportune time there, didn't he? Caught me off guard. Call that 7.
I think you're right, though. I think he's on it. He just wants to get it done now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he just wants to speed run the second map. Magisk 2 rounds out of the last 2 just held W.
Yeah, look, the window when you can get if there's flashes behind it, the second mid push, that one was a bit odd. I like it though.
I mean, let's keep track of it.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this call.
4B.
4B. Are you going to run down? What are you doing? Just nades, standard stuff, and well, they are all here.
Well, this is where Fiend had success earlier. I know most of you may have forgotten about it, but it was a couple of B executes against the pistols, and that was quite tidy. Now, even more nades and flak damage being done. 2 players chunked on down, and they're boosting over the wall. That is one of the solutions, as Bubsky tries to throw out a flash to Zip.
So I guess that's an alternative to just running and dropping them and immediately rotating as you go, throw some, drop some. Yeah, you throw your offensive ones, drop your defensive ones for them to pick up.
That's a good way to frame it. Another one.
Bang.
Oh!
Right on the money. I'm going to check in on util damage.
Swallowed that one, didn't they? Now 3 of them just having to limp in towards this B bomb site. Dreamer, again, tasked with second mid, and the rest of them looking to execute B.
11 rounds in, Chad?
Yes?
No, not you.
Oh.
Magisk has nearly got 300 utility damage.
Oh, that's beautiful stuff.
11 rounds in. That's 3 kills just from his Pokeballs.
Be careful there, Bubsky. They are coming. They've even tucked into the power position with Victor here, so they need to set up their util bubble and Dreamer with some smokes. Now Dreamer's joined the pack. The rotation coming from Dupree now. Look at the nades on Dupree as he comes on over. Oh, he's not even going to throw them. He's just going to give them on over. All right, Bubsky, here you go, mate. You get to throw these ones out. And Alex, it's 30 seconds, mate.
Yeah, that's the perfect,
oh,
the perfect util.
Miserable.
You just have to wait. So now you're going to have a 10-second 5v5 to plant and kill 3.
Here we go. They're going to flash and go through it. They have to. They have to go through it. They can't wait.
No fun for anyone. Zip anti. Bubsky strikes. A double from him. Good flash at least, but that's it. Bubsky 3. Dupree the pair, and that is the end of that. Astralis just spent the entire round throwing nades at B.
That's one of the things that the people at home were theory crafting about. There can be such a problem here. But you consider how many nades they just used there. A was very light on. It's just fortunate that Fiend have now been bullied away from the A bomb site and really felt like they had no choice other than going B. So it's has to do with the mind games as well. This wouldn't pay off in the same way unless this was the strategy that they were going for. So Astralis reading the game well, and Magisk, the in-game leader currently, calling a good game.
Yeah, I mean, the only counter to that, like if you're on that T side, is Dreamer getting answers on A.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He just stayed passive.
Because they've been picked off.
Oh, yikes. More nades coming downtown. Safe for now. They're equally socially distanced. Maintaining the bubble at all times.
That ruler out between them here, but Bubsky, well, he's a fan of taking space, and he's pushed all the way down Banana, has the oversight of Zipex again. These two AKs that are out to play in the hands of Dreamer and Red Star, well, they're the only keys to success, and they will need to find an opener.
Device did so much great work for Astralis in these Inferno CT sides, and they're pushing the issue. That's mean. Bubsky, just as they're not coming to his site, he has to bring the fight to them, and now looking very shaken. Fiend, they're being beaten up here.
Yeah, this is really just a bullying act right now.
Oh, and Magisk actually landed a dink. dupreeh converts onto Dreamer's apps pop, but yeah, Red Star short. He knows dupreeh was around that graveyard position. Han equipped with the bomb, but only the Dig, and that's not going to get him far. Oof. Yeah, so those 4, Chad, you know how you said it's good to be getting them early, getting that 4 under your belt. You really haven't seen much else in the Fiend department coming into the tail end of this half.
This many kills, Alex, in the spree of rounds. You want to get that for the viewers at home?
9.
9 kills in the spree of rounds that Astralis have been able to slowly, well, not slowly, definitely pound on right now. And remember the round that they won to get themselves back in this? The lucky saved M4. The lucky save silenced M4, Bubsky in the smoke.
Soon that Astralis fan will be able to take his scarf and his shirt to an actual arena.
That'll be cool. That'll be fun.
Can't wait.
Not far away from that now. Be great to return, but yeah, nine kills in.
They are really forcing the issue here. This is so. You know what? We can use this as an example of, Chad. You know how I was telling you, Movistar Riders, they find it difficult when we're getting disrespected.
That's what this is.
This is exactly what this is.
Yeah.
This is what the scrims sometimes feel like. You know, they're just running you down. Like you find yourself in comms going, push taps.
Yeah. And in that situation now, like, previously, in a lot of the earlier rounds, they were getting the space and respect. Right? I know that Magisk was still pushing, but they were still getting the space they needed to try and go for these executes. At this point now, it's just, it's jarring. It's a little bit belittling in a way as well. Because
you don't get to play, the strat is irrelevant when you've lost 2 players to pushes.
Exactly. Now you're playing out a 3-on-4 situation with Red Star on 20 HP.
Hello.
There we go. Now we're talking. Well, there's a smoke.
They might just have to run through it.
Yeah, they're going to run boost, yeah. It's desperate, but they have to.
And it might catch zip off. Mike, still gets 2 of the 3. He ignores Victor, eliminates the rest. Lucky puts it to bed. 10 for Astralis, running to finish this series ASAP.
9 in a row now.
Yeah, and it is rocky for Fiend. 4 measly rounds on this T side. 1 last bite of the cherry. And this is how dupreeh opened up proceedings. You see Red Star's just like in the middle of his default, just trying to get himself into the apartments and already losing his partner in crime.
Yeah. If they can get the 5th here, right? I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel just like during that fill here. But if they can grab this round, it's actually double AWP defense now. Bubsky's even brought 1 out for the B side of things, so that's curious. But if they can get 5 on the half, it's not too shabby. They can work with that once they flick on over to the CT side, but they need to get past Lucky's AWP, who, lucky for them, dipped on back towards that arch side. Flash up mid, warning shot, and they're running him down right now. I need to hit one of these, and he does. Good for it. dupreeh chimes on in, and now it's just 3 more kills again. dupreeh swinging out there blind, and he's going to get it all done.
Astralis definitely want this done. Standing desk, not equipped for dupreeh, but now we see how Fiend have got anything to show for them. It's time everyone took a little water break, and we'll see if this one's going to end as quickly as that half did.
Hey Future Pros, we are back with an advanced execute for your T-side on Inferno. For this execute, you will need 4 Future Pros along with 3 mollies, 3 flashes, and 2 smokes. Let's break it down. Future Pro number 1. Your first job is to boost up Future Pro 4 onto the half wall. After that, get into this position and aim your crosshair above this point where the roof tiles combine. This molly will land and force out anyone playing first or second oranges. Then bank a flash off this window to blind anyone on site or in CT. This will allow you to get a quick smoke covering off CT spawn. And for good measure, lob this deep flash over CT spawn, which will further blind anyone playing on the site. Future Pro 2, you'll be smoking off coffins and also provide a supporting flash. To smoke coffins, get right up into this corner with the logs. Aim upward along the line of this fence and stop when you're at this line with this other fence post. This smoke will block off behind coffins. It is thrown this deep to discourage CTs from pushing through and hugging the side of the smoke, so be aware that someone still could be holding coffins. Alternatively, you can throw this smoke a little higher and coffins will be fully smoked off, but be wary of an aggressive CT. Finally, aim above these wires over the left of the plant pot. Walk forwards and throw the flash as you get to the second wire. This will provide a flash to blind anyone on the B site. Future Pro 3, you only have one molly to throw, so don't mess it up. Your molly will be to push out anyone who's playing new box. To do this molly, get up into this part of the wooden barrels, formerly known as car. Then aim at this part of the tile and jump throw. Now no one can play from new box, great! Future Pro 4, you also have an easy job. Once Future Pro 1 has boosted you onto the half wall, position yourself over this corner of the wall. Then aim at this gap in the trees and throw your molly. This will force anyone out of dark. If this execute is done correctly with the right timings, there should be literally nowhere for the CTs to stand apart from out into the open. But make sure you practice those timings, it really is all about timings.
Astralis, Fiend. Now there's a man behind Bubsky there, just letting him know the game's starting again. But that man had a plan, Chad, and he's always told us. Don't know if you know, but 11.
Don't know if you've heard.
11-4. It is one of the most deceptive score lines in Counter-Strike Global Offensive 2021 edition.
I think there's some stats that might be a little bit on the contrary to that, but regardless, if anything, Zonic will have drilled it into his team just how important it is to close early. And, well, as the cliche goes, this pistol round is going to be very important in doing that. They bought on in.
Just waking him up. Hey, Bubsky.
Hey,
it's the most deceptive scoreline.
Subliminal messaging while he's asleep.
Oh, let's see how this one goes. It has not gone well for Fiend, at least not on the T side. Astralis looking absolutely rigid, turgid in their defense.
5 Kevs in the server, and, well, that's not their names. It's the armor right now that Fiend have. Haven't gone for any util, don't have a kit. Now, there's a HE, a smoke, and a flash for Magisk. zywoo with a smoke and a molly of his own, and right now they are turning their attention towards this A bomb site. 4 of which are trundling up through the apartments. That util from Zip, he could limp the smoke out onto the balcony and molly 2 players who don't have a smoke of their own. They will have to run, they will have to hide here. There's that smoke I was talking about. And that molly, it shouldn't be too far behind.
He's going to flash him out. Victor's playing anti, but not anymore. Molotov down, the flash pop, Streamer eliminated. Victor needs the last to find a head. They are in jeopardy. Han in trouble. Now, Red Star is tucked in for this headshot angle, but he's been spotted out as well. And Astralis are in no rush. There's 3 of them hanging out in this pit. It's a little pit on action. Nade involved. Han does find the head of Magisk, and it's up to Bubsky to try and level the odds. He's not far off the job. It does favor Fiend heavily now. I mean, USPs have been found, so it is going to be an even duel in that long-range engagement on Moto. Don't want to overextend as Bubble, and yeah, that time's starting to run thin.
They have to push the site players, but if Bubble keeps going for peeks out of library, it's going to make it very, very difficult.
That would be cool.
I don't think you can get up that high.
Okay. Problems then. Significant problems. He has to take a gap, and yeah, Han does eliminate Dupree, thrust into a 10-second 1v3. and he's trying to run them down. They're playing it passive. You can't blame them, can't fault them. And just by not moving, Bubble probably the MVP of that.
Yeah, so his presence was the issue there, right? Because if he could swing out at any moment, the two pit players always having to be wary of that, and you can see how desperate it got. But the idea was great, and you can see Victor and that of Dreamer are forced out of position here, but Victor does an awful lot. He actually does more than he should have there. The fact he gets 2 kills is, oh really, what ends up being round winning. So here we go. On the back foot are the Danes, and Bubsky, he's having a bit of fun. We know his seating positions can be exactly that, but he's decided to go with a Zeus, and I don't know where he plans to use that, but they are pushing the issue.
Yeah, going to give them a taste of their own medicine here, just quickly running them down mid.
I think everyone's speedrunning this. This is great. This is the Antiquas how they used to be, and Inferno a long time ago, where the CTs would push.
Hello?
What?
No, they're not getting any more. Oh, okay. Victor's solved the problem.
He insta-died there. That was really quick.
Just insta-clicked in
unison.
Synchronicity.
Ooh.
In sync.
Synchronized swimmers is always interesting. They're doing it in the water, upside down, with goggles and a nose plug in. And earplugs.
Yeah, and treading water.
And a swimming cap.
Pretty insane.
Yeah.
I haven't met many synchronized swimmers.
I haven't met any.
No?
No.
Strange. You'd think there's, you'd meet a few more in your time.
Yeah, definitely so, especially in our line of work.
Well, precisely.
I wasn't sure who was going to break first. Okay, well, here we go. AKs, the gun round. We're getting there because Astralis opted not to purchase. So, Galil for Bubsky. AKs for the rest. It's going to be a MP9 and a FAMA for Fiend here on their... Well, we can't call it a bonus, but it's the closest thing they'll be getting. This nade is going to hurt. It's going to sting. It's more to Magis, the man behind Bubsky here, but the bullet's on through. An extra 5 as a second HE lands at their toes as well. Now this is necessary for Fiend to get back into the mix. They win this one, we can